What's up, everybody? Wrong cameras going on, but we in here. And that camera's not centered. Okay. All right. We're live, though. We're live. We're in the building. We're making it happen. He's moving the camera right now, and we're going to get it centered. And yes, we appreciate everybody for being here. Make sure you guys hit that like button and share the video while we are live right at this moment, because you are watching Young Lion TV. Let's go. Yes, Young Lion TV. It is live on a Tuesday night. You know that's how we do it. Every Tuesday we go live in the Lion's Den here, and we talk about what's going on in the world. It's a lot going on in the world, especially with everything that happened last week. I mean, we got to get into all of that with regards to the meeting with Zelensky and Trump. We got to get into the Oscars a little bit. We got to get into just the new things that they've uncovered with Doge and the extreme collapse of the media and everything that's been going on. So we're going to get into all that stuff tonight. We appreciate everybody for being here. Don't forget, like this video, share it with your friends, because we don't get help from the algorithm around here. We got some videos that go extremely viral. Just had another one this week. And for some reason, our live streams do not catch the algorithm ever. So make sure you guys are sharing the video. And also, if you want to support what we do so that we can help grow this thing, grow this community of the Young Lions that we've been trying to do, you can head on over to our Patreon, patreon.com/YoungLionTV, where you can become a member for as little as $3 a month. Why are we not getting the screen share up there? Let me see. Why is it a black screen? Why is it a black screen? That's weird. I don't know. But patreon.com/YoungLionTV. Sign up to become a member over there. And for as little as $3 a month, you can help support what we do. There's a bunch of different tiers on there if you want to help out over there. And also, you can go to our website, which is jatan.com/shop. That's the name of our band and the name of our shop, where you can get all the different merch, the hats, the t-shirts, the hoodies, all that stuff, and support what we do in that way. Also, if you want to just throw a little donation to the cause, you can hit us on the Cash App, which is $Young Lion TV, of course. But yeah, thank you guys for being here. Once again, we appreciate everybody who shows up every week, supports what we do. I see you, Papa Jeff. I see you, Uncle Denny. I see everybody that is chiming in right now. Make sure you guys drop a comment and say hello. If you're on Rumble, if you're on YouTube, if you're on X, if you're on Twitch, if you're on Facebook, we're multi-streaming to all those platforms simultaneously. So make sure you guys drop a comment so we know you guys are in there. And you can also join in with the conversation as well. But yeah, I got my brothers with me in the building, of course, hanging out this evening. I have the coolest Asian back in effect. He's back in the building. Mr. Simone Chang is there. He's rocking the Jatan shirt. That's our crew. I call that our crew shirt. Like, for the people that work the crew, those are the shirts that they would wear. And then, of course, we got my big brother, but he's everybody's big brother, back in the building. Been gone for a couple weeks, but he's back, ready to have a conversation in person. Mr. Jacob Eugene Evans III. Yes. Shout out to Amber on YouTube, said, how y'all doing? We're doing great. Thank you for tuning in once again. And then, of course, we got the best producer in the world. She's back. She's here. We got, she put the, where's your camera?
It's not on. It's not on.
Oh, you got to re-push the button. So I got the 3 working again, right? That's the 3 there, right? So just push the start button, like how we used to have to do it. But when I got it working again, now it's not. It's resetting like it used to back in the day. All right, you can put it on yourself now, Mom. There she is. She got a new shot now. You see? Yeah. She got a new shot. Put it back on you again, Mom. She got a new shot now. Yeah. So that's the best producer in the world, Miss Angeli Lopez. She's been dealing with a lot. So prayers to the family and everybody. We got to go to a funeral tomorrow morning for her uncle. But yeah, that's our mom there. And of course, I am the one trying to hold it down over here with all the clips and production and trying to keep us navigated on this journey that we go on tonight as we talk about these different topics. I am Jamie Evans.
So we appreciate you, Jamie.
Thank you, Mom. I appreciate y'all too. I appreciate y'all. But yeah, so everything's been going kind of crazy. The Democrats, the biggest story right now is, this meeting with Trump and Zelensky. Of course, the Democrats are trying to use it as some kind of way to gain some ground. They're pretty desperate. They're pretty desperate. It seems like their leading Democrat right now is Jasmine Crockett for some reason. Like they got her making the rounds.
They don't want to win.
Yeah. I saw them have a list of the top candidates for the Democratic Party right now. Stephen A. Smith is on there.
Has he said anything about? I know he was on The View, right?
He was on The View
recently.
I'm gonna play those clips.
He said that he would
talk about running.
He talked about running.
Yeah.
Did he?
Yeah.
He said he was gonna run.
He didn't say he was gonna run, but he talked about
I know he meant he made a comment about the fact that he was on that list. We'll get to that. I have that ready to go. But yeah, he's there on that list because they have. I mean, who they got? Hakeem Jeffries, Timu Obama. What are they gonna do?
Yo, when he came around, I really thought he was like little Obama.
Yeah,
who is this fake Obama?
That's what they call him on X. They call him Dollar Store Obama, Timu Obama.
That's not nice. They're not nice.
He's the discount version. This is the Chinese version. They're trying to sell you and make you think it's just as good as the original.
Oh, that Elon clip did hit.
Oh, you just seeing it now?
I didn't see how much it went up.
Oh yeah, that Elon clip.
It's at 4.5 million.
Yeah, wow. And it's at 1.5 on Facebook.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a clip of Elon Musk. I posted that. I posted that on Saturday night. It was a clip of Elon Musk on Joe Rogan talking about how he's afraid to kind of reveal all of the things that he's been finding out because he's afraid that they're going to take him out. They're going to kill him, So
they're laughing about it, but it's really not funny.
It's not funny. I mean, I'm sure he's seen he can connect a lot of the dots right now of where this corruption is and who's been stealing. And he knows that these are powerful people. And look what they tried to kill Trump twice, So what are they going to do to him? So I posted that clip and it's funny because I just this is interesting. He's saying this, people need to know that he's really finding stuff. So I clipped that real quick, put it up, and then an hour later, I'm getting ready to go to bed. I'm trying to fall asleep, and my phone's just going bing, 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 bing. I'm like, what is that? And Liz is like, what is that? I'm like, all right. I was like, that's Instagram. I got to put my phone on Do Not Disturb. And then I wake up the next day, and that's when I sent y'all the thing. Wait, was that Saturday or Sunday?
I think it was Saturday.
Saturday when I sent it to y'all.
Yeah.
So it was Friday night when I posted it. Saturday morning after soccer. Was it after soccer I sent it to y'all? Yeah.
I think so.
I think so. Because I didn't check it. I was just got up, went to go play soccer, and then got to the crib and looked at it and was like, oh, it was already over 1 million views. And I was like, okay, this thing went crazy. And, there's a lot of people... there's a lot of people being real delusional in the comments, and there's a lot of people that are like, we need to pray for him. We need to protect Elon because even though we don't agree with everything Elon does, but the role that he's in right now, he needs to be protected, you know,
Yeah.
and what he's doing and his mission and how God could be using him is still a positive thing. So yeah, that, and then like throughout from that time until today, I mean, it hit 4 million views last night. It's at 4.5 now, and it's still going. Like people are sharing it like crazy. It's been shared like over 200,000 times.
Wow.
So yeah, um, and then on Sunday it started catching that wave on Facebook too. I just was getting those notifications, people sharing it, and then it hit over 1 million on Facebook. Because that's, I mean, to hear that is kind of jarring for people. I think because everybody doesn't watch Joe Rogan, you know. So a lot of people are on Facebook all day or on Instagram, and if you're not a Joe Rogan fan and you don't want to watch a whole 3-hour interview of Elon Musk, which he did reveal a lot of good stuff in there. I have another clip that I want to get to a little bit, but yeah, you know, it's kind of jarring to hear him say that out loud. Like, you know, it's more, he says, you know, it's not just about the insider trading. It's not just about where they're stealing money from. It's very bad, you know. And we were talking about it earlier. He talked about Social Security, how that's the biggest Ponzi scheme he's ever, you know, come across in his life.
He said, paraphrasing, he said it was worse than he could ever imagine.
Yeah.
Which is, he thought it was bad.
Yeah.
But he didn't think it was that bad.
And even like the efficiency in the government and the bloat and the, you know, the federal worker system. He was saying that made Twitter look like a well-run company. Like the way he's finding out how the government is being run, the mismanagement there is incredible.
Yeah.
So we'll get to all of that. But the first thing we got to get to is this meeting with Trump and Zelensky. But before we do that, let me see if I can get this thing working while you guys talk about something.
We can talk about the meeting. How the Democrats are straight up spinning it like, you know, Trump is always the bully.
Well, I mean, going back to, since we were talking about Elon, you know, going back to that, I think there's a lot of issues that it brings up of the corruption, and that they'll do anything to try to keep it under wraps. And that's connected to Zelensky because it's not just it's not just what's happening in America.
Yeah.
It's what's happening in Europe, right?
Yeah.
That's how you know, we always hear this thing called a cabal, but that's how you kind of know it's a cabal, because it's people who are in agreement with something. Yeah, I mean, it's not, you don't have to make it so
Like
mysterious. If people are getting together to try to control things and they come together in agreement, right?
Yeah.
To try to control things, it's not that hard.
Right.
Like, let's try to corner the market, right? So, and let's use the government and our powers at our disposal to do it. It's not that hard. It's not crazy. But then there is a crazy level because there's more nefarious things going on even deeper behind the scenes with these ideas. But again, we have that verse that people love to misquote: "The love of money is the root of all evil." Not money is
not
the root
money.
of all evil. So you have this love of money, and people are looking to gain any way they can, right? And we're seeing this happen in real time. We're seeing all these things get exposed in real time.
Well, if you want to see it.
If you want to see it, but even
like the whole thing, like, you know, I'm sorry to cut you off, but as you're talking, I'm just thinking about Ukraine from the jump. Like, they try to get Trump with, you know, the conversation. It was with Zelensky, right? With the whole Burisma thing. You know what I mean? Like, that was a whole money laundering thing. Like, how is Hunter Biden, who's never had, you know, a history in energy, or, you know, he was never in that field, getting 6 figures just for sitting on a board? You know, you don't think that's money laundering? And the money, Ukraine has just been even through the war, it's been like a money laundering, type of situation that the cabal agreed with to, keep going, and they're trying to keep it going.
Yeah.
Just an endless war. How do you not want peace? You come in there and you don't want peace, and that's what's baffling to me. That people are upset because Trump is saying no. We're not going to keep on giving you. Let's bring everybody to the table, and you need to sit down and talk to the big bully. To come to some type of agreements that we're not going to fight anymore.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things that are at play with the Ukraine stuff, and there's a lot of corruption in Ukraine, and there's been a lot of corruption in Ukraine. I don't know if we talked about it on here, but there was something about, I don't know who mentioned this, but they were saying that they went to the Alps, right? And in the Alps, everybody who's on vacation is Ukrainian. Like, most of the people that are there are from the Ukraine.
Wow.
And they're spending millions and millions of dollars. So that's where our money's going.
Yeah. I mean, I know Zelensky. I know they said Zelensky bought his wife like some $1 million Cartier bracelet, bought her a McLaren, like has like all these mansions all over the place.
Dude, you're at war.
Yeah.
Not only that, it's not, he didn't make that money himself.
Right.
But again, before you couldn't question it, and now things are becoming clearer and clearer.
If you want to see it, or you can just be emotional. And Ukraine is a small country, and Russia's a big country, and Russia's want to invade Ukraine, and that's bad.
It becomes that simple. But they don't talk about how NATO has been pushing itself more and more onto Eastern European countries, trying to push itself closer and closer to Russia, right? And that's making Russia uneasy. Now, does that mean that we condone everything Russia does? Obviously not.
No.
Is Putin this amazing guy? I don't think he is. I think he has his own agenda, and he's probably done a lot of evil stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But the truth is the truth, and you can't negate the truth to make somebody out to look like they're horrible in every single way, right? And not pay attention to the things that they were lying about and say, well, he's bad, so we can put all this stuff on him, right?
Right.
Just to make it look even worse. Did you get it?
I can't get it yet. I don't know what's going on.
Wow.
Yeah, my brother Henry was talking about, how could Trump do it? I said, Henry, you don't even understand what's really going on. So let's not talk about it, because I'm telling you right now, Zelensky's an evil man. Not that, because he was like, Trump, man, what is he doing talking to Zelensky like that? I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah.
People just look at it differently, man. Like, I'm watching when I watch that, I see somebody was like, just, he had his hands like this the whole entire time. His body language, and, he just seemed ungrateful. Did y'all watch that video that I sent you?
Which one?
The one, the dude with the cowboy hat, he talked about.
Yeah, I said I had that
video.
I had well, not that video, but I had information on that we was going to talk about. Just trying to get this desktop presenter to work. It's annoying.
No, I don't want to talk about it, and then you get it to work and you pull up the video.
You're gonna have to figure out some other kind of work around here. Because I got to be able to pull up the stuff.
It's through Wirecast is the issue? Or?
I don't know. It's like, it's opened on my computer, but it's coming up as a black screen over there. Yeah. I don't know why. I just used it last week. It's working fine. Oh, is James on there?
I mean, I can't see him, but
Technical difficulties.
oh,
Soft jazz.
Yeah, but there is a lot going on, man, right now. We are in some crazy times,
oh
guys.
my gosh, craziest
We are in
times
some crazy
ever.
times. And I think a lot of stuff is trying to come forward. And if we just accept it and lose hope and, just get into talking bad, like I told you so type stuff, I think that's what is wanted on a spiritual level,
James is in there.
And we can't. What's up, James?
There he goes.
What's going on?
So we can't fall into the trap of, just wanting to say I told you so on either whatever side you're on. I think the thing that can connect us all is where do we put our hope? What do we trust in? Are we trusting in what we think we know? Our own knowledge? Because even everything we see, everything we do know, everything we actually know that's going on, there is something that is higher and greater than that. And that is the knowledge of Christ. Where do you put your trust? Right now it's Ramadan. So, a lot of this is for Muslims. This is like one of the holiest holidays. But we got Passover coming up for the Jews.
Tomorrow's Ash Wednesday, right?
Ash
For
Wednesday.
the Catholics.
So there's a lot going on in this time, even like you think about religiously, what are we focusing on? What's the purpose? Where do you put your faith? I think these things are important. These things are important and we need to pay attention to. Or we can just hide our heads in the sand. Who does that? Ostrich?
And pretend. Yeah. Pretend like nothing's going on.
Yeah.
Rainbows and butterflies.
Yeah, until something smacks us in the face. And we got to face it. Because it's easy to talk about the problem, right? It's easy to talk about the problem, but it's hard to talk about the solutions. Even what's happening right now with America. For so long, I always thought, like, how is it going to happen where people actually care enough to do stuff, to look into like health, the food industry, a lot of the way the government is. For how long have you just heard people, man? That's just how it is. The government is that's what they do.
Yeah.
It's the government. The
They're
government's
gonna
the
give
problem.
us cheese. Government cheese.
It's
Sorry, the
always
worst thing.
been like, but it's always been like, let's blame the government. Especially like the 80s, 90s, and the early 2000s. It's been the government.
Yeah.
But now we're seeing things shift. Are we gonna take responsibility, or are we just gonna throw it off on somebody else? And it's not real.
Marvin Gaye talked about the government.
Did he?
Yeah. What's that line?
What's going on?
Money we making before we see it, you take it.
Oh, make me wanna holler. Where they do my life? Yeah. What's that? Trouble Man?
Holler, way they do my life.
No,
Inner City Blues. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Which is true. man, that tax scam has probably been going on forever.
Well, that that the problem with that though is when you make things regional, which I get. When you say inner city blues, it's actually global blues. When you think about like we interpersonalize everything to make it our own, which I get because it can be regional, but I think there is a global suppression of human beings. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
If we were to as one, start really thinking about each other in a loving way, a lot of this would come to an end. But when you start thinking, you know demographic and regional, it becomes a you problem. You know what I mean?
yeah,
So yes, inner city blues is real, but that's not any different than India or Central America or Africa. They have those same problems. Maybe they haven't put it in popular song, but I think human beings, we have this thing to disconnect from people. Well, you're not the same, or we often talk about like being biracial when you're making a point, and people say, well, you're not really black, because they want to discredit what you're saying because it's not fitting into their excuse or whatever it is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think it's like if we start really thinking and saying, these people they're human beings, and we have to care and we have to have empathy, instead of saying, well, you don't understand because you didn't grow up in the hood, or you didn't grow up in the rich neighborhood, or you didn't grow up in. We always try to make things demographical to separate us, to make our problem bigger than everybody else. You ever hear the victim Olympics? You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
It's it's like everybody wants their problem to be way bigger than everybody else's. It's like my problem's worse than yours. You know?
That's you know, what's that terminology? It's slipping me right now. With where my hardships are harder than yours. Well, I'm a
Yeah,
trans obese. You know,
yeah. And
I'm more
we've made it
the
okay.
oppression.
You talking about intersectionality?
Yes, yes. We're more oppressed than this group.
Hmm. And that's the evilness of man. No matter where, that's we're all capable of that. Instead of coming together to find the commonalities that we're trying to exist, and we have families and marriages and life, we're trying to find something about us that's unique, to basically say, hey, my problems are bigger than your problems.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's the excuse that they use to. That's where when I talk about like the feelings part of this whole Ukraine thing, that's what they that's what they use. Why wouldn't Trump want to you know give funding or support or stand with? That's the terminology that they use. Stand with Ukraine. You know, and they use
Hmm.
people's emotions to.
Well, we talked about that before with Bernays and the trickery of the media,
Hmm.
and it's invoking a spell over you. We've highlighted that so many times. You know, I mean, we all were trapped by that. We all were trapped by emotions. It's just what we're trying to do is try to explain to people that it's okay to have these feelings, but you can't be trapped. They can't rule you. You know what I mean? Feeling anger, sorrow, that's all part of the human emotion. That's this human spectrum. But bottling it up and holding it and making yourself trapped by it, that's not good either. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Yeah. Well, again, like there's something called control, where you're trying to control things, and then there's self-control, and that's totally different. And
Hmm.
self-control has to do with letting go of how you feel, giving it to God, and not letting it control you, right? If you think about what narcissists do, a lot of times they try to control you through your emotions, right? They try to intimidate you. They'll try to make you feel bad. They'll try to cause you to feel empathy towards them. But the whole point of it is to try to control you, right? The whole point of it is to get you to concede, right?
Yeah, by first making you feel sorry for them.
Right. Or to make you feel like they have the moral high ground, right?
Or you're the wrong one.
I was watching this guy break down basically what people who try to control you or narcissists do, and they're trying to gain something all the time. They're trying to seek something. So they're either trying to seek after control, approval, validation, or attention. And how they get it, or what they use is fear, obligation, or guilt. So they're always using fear, obligation, or guilt, right? And that's what you see in the media. Like, again, we're talking about Ukraine. Like, it's the fear, right?
Fear
it's
of Putin.
the obligation, right? Those are the main things they're using. Like, we have an obligation to help. But then you're seeing, like, wait, we spent almost $200 billion, sorry. And these guys are having trips to the Alps, spending, they're all Ukrainians in the Alps, spending all the money, right? They're selling the weapons that they're getting to the cartel. Right there, Zelensky's saying he didn't even get it. Right? It's Zelensky's buying, but then he's buying a bunch of stuff for his wife. Right? So again, but it's to get people to sympathize. When you look, it's so that you feel obligated to help. Right? When you look at a lot of the stuff happening with Palestine and Israel, it's the same thing. You know, whether it be some of the stuff coming from Israel, some of the stuff coming from Palestine. Well, most of the stuff coming from Palestine. Right? Same thing. So you can feel obligated to help. But when you look at Europe, a lot of them, not for nothing, not just Europe, because you think about Mexico, a lot of the leaders are women, or they have no backbone. Right? They're men who are not men, who won't stand for anything, but they virtue signal. Right? So you got to, and this is happening in Europe. So right now, there's only a few countries that are actually standing up. Poland, Hungary,
Italy.
Right? Italy
is a woman.
Which is a woman.
She's a woman, but she got more balls than the
all the
prime
men
minister
that are
of France and Great Britain.
Right. Look at Mexico, woman. Look at Trudeau, Canada, right?
Supposed to say woman.
Well,
Why are you gay?
What did he do? He did DEI in his cabinet, right? He wanted to have equal women to men.
Was that why he put on blackface? What?
That was before that.
He put on
Not
black.
blackface.
He put
It's
on
not blackface. Okay.
What was it?
You know, Macron.
It was a costume.
You got Macron in France. We don't know what that situation is. With his, does he have a wife? Does he have a husband? We don't know.
What we do know is Candace Owens is on the case.
Well, real quick, I'm going to read Uncle Denny's comment. He said he's talking about the whole Ukraine thing. So the same people telling us Putin is bad are also the same people saying Trump is bad, and they are the same people that overthrew the previous Ukraine government, overthrew the Ukraine government previously, and put Zelensky in charge, and did it with our money. Not pro-Russia, but it's kind of curious. Yeah, the U.S. government did a coup to to get the government in now.
Yeah, there's definitely
Right.
some stuff
Well,
going on.
we've touched on that before.
Yeah, we did.
Is Europe trying to make a play against America right now? You know?
Probably because Trump ain't messing with NATO.
But why?
Well, we
NATO probably can, they want control of everything.
Well, no, because they put more money in
Mm-hmm.
than all of Europe.
Yeah.
What were you gonna say, James?
no, I was gonna say, it's like the welfare thing, right? The idea of welfare is a good thing. It's meant to help people that has fallen on hard times. But we have over almost 100 years of proof that a lot of the times when people are just given money without any restraint, without any follow through, they they don't tend to pull themselves out of it. What they do is they get comfortable with the idea of getting free things, and it becomes generational. So that concept, you amplify that into what the United States have become, especially when it comes to giving money in terms of aid, and whether it's war times or whether it's to build up a country or whatever it is. Those countries don't necessarily pull themselves out of the problems they're in. They become reliant on the free money, and then they become demanding that you give them more because they they don't see the need to want to help themselves. It's just go ask for more because you're going to give it to me. And then we have the problem with different political parties, which the party that just left the office was giving money without any restraint. They were just, here you go. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
obviously they're gonna have a problem when a new regime comes in and says, wait a minute, how much more money do you want? Or we're gonna cut this, and they start finding this expenditure. Like I said, for the people struggling with it, it's think of think about the person who's on welfare meant to help you get out of situation, and most of the times you find that it's generational. You have one, two, three generations in that system. We haven't taught them anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's meant for good. It's meant for good, but without any checks and balances, it can easily get out of control. This is the problem with the spending in the United States.
Yeah, people abuse. I saw I think it was on Jesse Waters. He there was a girl that got like a grant or something like that from the government that was like thousands and thousands of dollars government money, but
Mm-hmm.
took used that money to buy stuff and go on this luxurious vacation, and
Mm-hmm.
you know just trying
And
to.
we understand. No, I was going to say we understand that that's criminal, but we never question the countries. This is the first time in a long time that we're actually auditing and finding out where's this money going to, because the like I said, the regimes before wouldn't do that. They were just passing out this money.
Hmm.
And the American, we understand that. I think when I came to the United States, I think we were $6 trillion in debt. We're now at $34 trillion within 30 years. $34 trillion. You know what I mean?
two
We
two
cannot. The
children
projection
two
is
trillion
we're
every
never going to be
year.
able to pay this back.
Hmm.
Right. So think about that. They said the interest alone will never be able to pay off. So we'll never catch up. And we, as the American people, can't ask where's that money going, and we can't audit. Like you said, like how many audits have the government failed? I think like
I
six in
think
a
it
row
was
or something
eight
like that.
straight.
Yeah, it was like 8.
Eight straight audit. Eight straight audit. And then you have, like you said, the people who are saying, wait a minute, what about all these social programs? I'm seeing so many ridiculous things that are just meant to derail because they're against us giving all this money. And it's like we can't ask where's this money going. Like that's a simple question. You should be able to account for that.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I got it working.
Yeah.
Got it working in a different way. We had to finagle it a little bit, so I got the laptop on the lappy.
A mic in a hookup
Yeah.
kind of way.
All right, so let's get into this a little bit. I mean, we're gonna try to bang through it now that we had to waste all that time. Appreciate y'all, filibustering for a little while, but
I like that.
all right. So first things first, we're talking about the whole NATO, Ukraine, the corruption there. I just want to show the media and their reaction. I posted this up on X. Okay, you can pull it up, Mom. So this is someone posted up. No, remember, just turn it on right there.
Hit that.
No, you don't got to worry about that anymore. You don't got to hit that.
It didn't work, so okay.
No, on and off. Don't even look over there anymore.
Okay.
You don't need that. So on and off right there.
All right.
Okay. So if you see right here, this is before the Ukraine crisis and after the Ukraine crisis. The headlines from the same type of organizations, right? The Guardian says, "Welcome Ukraine to the most corrupt. Welcome to Ukraine, the most corrupt nation in Europe." Reuters, Ukraine's neo-Nazi problem. Vox, a Ukrainian comedian turned president is embroiled in Trump's impeachment mess. New Europe, Ukrainian's president rule becomes increasingly corrupt, authoritarian. So this is all before this war breaks out, right?
Mm-hmm.
Ukraine is corrupt. I remember that they wrote Politico did a whole article about the Biden crime family and their ties to Ukraine.
Mm-hmm.
They've done so much articles about how corrupt Ukraine is, about how Zelensky got installed as president, basically. And then after the crisis, the same company, The Guardian, the fight for Ukraine is a fight for liberal ideals. Reuters, Fox foreign fighters, Ukraine offers purpose, camaraderie, and a cause. CNN, Ukrainians are giving 2 lessons in democracy that Americans have forgotten. The Washington Post, Zelensky, the TV president turned war hero, in all caps. So you can see the narrative had totally shifted on Ukraine the moment they decided that this was going to be our new never-ending war, our new way to launder money, our new way to funnel a bunch of taxpayer dollars back to U.S. aid, back to the democratic establishment. Ukraine was going to be that vehicle. And it only made sense because when you know the history of Ukraine, you know that the government had been dabbling in there for decades, working out little deals here and there, interfering with their elections, also making promises to Zelensky, putting Hunter Biden on the head of a energy company that Biden then was funding them money to stop the prosecutor from investigating. You guys remember all these stories, right? Then I want to show this. So here's a breakdown of countries allocating the most aid to Ukraine from January 24th, 2022 to December 31st, 2024 in billions US dollars. So who do you think that is at the top of the list there?
Proud to be.
It's the good old USA, right? And you can see
who's second?
EU institutions, whatever that means.
EU institution.
Yeah. So they're not even close. So wait, Jake, why is your mic on? Check it. Check. Yeah, it's weird. I'm not.
Hey, check.
There we go. There we go. Wasn't hearing you.
It's hard for me to see the chart there.
It's hard to see it.
Mm-hmm. Only because I'm blind.
So if you look at the chart here, you can see that
Germany,
when it comes to humanitarian aid, financial aid, and military aid, the U.S. far eclipses anything coming from any of these other countries that, Zelensky went into the office and tried to, because that was one of the points of contention where he kept interrupting and saying, that it wasn't true that America gave more than everybody else. Like he was interrupting. I don't know if did you guys watch the full?
I watched it, but he said that though.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't catch.
He said it wasn't true. And then I want to look at this as well.
He said that. Wait. I know Trump got mad when they were the standing alone comment. That's when it really pissed everybody off.
We'll show the clip of where it got really heated. But so okay, this is the amount of money that is being spent into NATO. Okay, and we all know. Just talk about NATO because a lot of people don't understand what the purpose of NATO is, why it was established. This was established basically to prevent another world war from happening, right? It's about having allies in Europe, and we all pay into this fund. This.
What's the real reason, though?
Well, globalism.
Every NATO country have to buy weapons and all that stuff from them.
Yes.
From whatever Boeing, whatever company that supply that type of stuff.
Right.
That's the real reason.
That's the real reason because they funnel a bunch of money back to these in military industrial complex companies through NATO. But I just want to show the amount of people that are paying in and the disproportion of that.
Countries, you mean?
Yeah, countries. When you look at what they're paying. So I think the rule was you were supposed to pay like 3% of your GDP into NATO. You can see that no one else is doing that besides us. We're paying well over 3%. And on top of that, our 3% ends up being about 80-something% of the funding of NATO. And when you look at it, the protection of NATO is benefiting all of these countries on this list more than it is us at the end of the day. So the benefit of us even being involved in NATO is to stop something like Putin from, trying to take over Europe or whatever they claim he's going to do. Even the argument that he's going to like try to invade Poland doesn't make any sense when you really look at the regions that why they annexed Crimea and like the regions that he controls already above Poland. Like it doesn't make sense. That whole argument, but that's what you're using as their reasoning for this. But I just wanted to show this because this is another reason why Zelensky doesn't have the leverage that he came into this meeting thinking that he had. But let's play this.
Isn't it interesting how something that was created to stop another world war is now being used to start. I'll say unofficially, but
that's the push
it's
right now.
Looking like that's the push to start another world.
The push is to not make any concessions with Russia, not try to make a deal with Russia, and just continue this until America is forced to get involved. That's what I mean. Zelensky is outright saying that, like
pretty much.
America is he said it. Like
he said
I have a clip of him saying like, no, your children are gonna fight and they will die.
Oh yeah, that was somewhere else, right? He was
he was talking.
When he was in Europe.
Talking in Europe, but he said that about us.
Yeah,
and he kind of said that to Trump. That's where it went off the rails when he said that we're gonna feel it.
Yeah, you're separated by the ocean, but you're gonna feel it.
Yeah,
He's gonna come.
That's
for you.
where Trump jumped in and was like, "Wait, don't tell us.
Don't tell us. You don't have the cards."
Right, but the funny thing was they had met before his inauguration. After he got elected, him and Zelensky met. Remember, he went to Trump Tower. We talked about that on here. He wasn't even president yet. Zelensky's meeting with Trump because he's the incoming president. Zelensky met with him, and they talked about this mineral deal, and he agreed to it.
Yeah.
Right? So this whole thing of him coming to the White House, that was his idea to come to the White House to kind of turn it into publicity, press op, or whatever, him coming there. He's supposed to just come for formality, sign the paperwork, and done. Deal's done. Then take that back to Putin, try to turn that into a ceasefire deal. Trump was going to negotiate all that. Now, when he showed up, and we find out later on that, he was having backdoor meetings with some Obama team members, and apparently they were telling him, it's not in your best interest to take this deal. Now, why do you think they were telling him that? Because they have another agenda. They know what's in the works, and they know that, the only reason why he would take that deal is because he thinks that the coffers have run dry. We haven't funded Ukraine at all since Trump's been in office. So he wants to try to get anything he can at this point, but they're telling him behind closed doors, no, we got you. You know what I'm saying? Allegedly, this is what's happening. They're telling him, we got you. Don't accept this deal. We got you. So he went in there with his chest puffed out.
Yeah. Yep.
So pull this out, mom. Pull this up, mom. Go ahead.
Because he apparently, like, he met with Rubio and they, verbally
Agreed to
it. And all he had to do was just come in there.
He was just supposed to sign some papers.
But he came in there.
And he wanted to do it in front of the press,
Mm-hmm.
which I will say that, like, it is refreshing to see how this all goes down and see, no other president would allow that to go on in public like that and have transparency for us. Like they are way too sneaky. They don't trust the American people with that type of information. They don't trust themselves to be shown in that light. But clearly Trump doesn't care. But I just want to show this moment because this was when Zelensky first shows up, and look at Trump's reaction to him. You can kind of see the vibes. Oh, let me bring the audio in. Oh, man. Oh, the audio got unplugged. Trying to do all of this.
You got it. You got it.
Yep, I got it. Okay, we're good now. Okay. You hear what he said? I'll play that again.
You're all dressed up?
Yeah.
that's
Pretty close. Pretty shut. He's all dressed up today. President Trump, what's your message to audience, sir? President Trump, you got enough.
So, clearly Trump was a little bit annoyed, like, yo, this is how you come to the White House for this meeting?
how he always comes.
Like, you're in sweats, dude. Like
he try to that to me that's all like an image. Oh, he's in war, so he's wearing
fatigues, yeah. Yeah.
Like, bro, you ain't fighting.
It's all exactly. It's all a psyop. The dude, we have the videos of him dancing on stage and when he was a comedian. Like, come on, nobody believes that you're out on these front lines fighting. But all right, now let's show the part of the meeting where things got a little bit heated. What happened, Mom?
I hit on.
No, I think you changed the camera angle. You put it on. You put it on camera 4.
What?
Yeah.
It's on 1.
Huh?
It's on 1, and I hit on.
Okay. What happened? I'm seeing it on there.
I have it on 1. This is 2. 1. Oh, now it's changed it. Okay. Oh, look, it goes off when I put it on.
Oh no.
No.
Oh no.
You just heard it.
Well, I'll play the audio.
It says camera 3 is the.
But it's not. It's on 1.
Yeah, it is saying camera 3. I think you hit something, Mom. Let me take a look at it.
What did I hit?
Let me take a look at it.
Man, it was like,
It's all right.
I didn't touch anything. I just hit
Oh,
that.
that's why, Mom. It's not this. It's this. That's on and off here.
Oh, I hit this one?
You hit that one.
It's all right. See, we got it.
Oh, this is
Let's
good.
go.
Okay. I'm back. It's all right. She's learning. She never had to do this. This is a new setup tonight because
Okay.
desktop presenter's not working for some reason. All right. So
There's
this
a
is
thumbs up.
this is the point in the meeting where things kind of went left. And a lot of points before this, there was if you watch the full interview, and people have timestamped all this stuff too, where he keeps cutting off Trump. He when reporters would ask Trump a question, he was getting annoyed, crossing his arms, rolling his eyes.
Yeah.
And I think he really JD Vance kind of picked up on his energy, and when he jumped in to say something, Zelensky didn't like that. He didn't think JD should be chiming in because he's the vice president. So let's play that.
I'm talking about the kind of diplomacy that's going to end the destruction of your country.
Yes, but he.
And right before this moment, JD Vance said, I don't think he said, I don't understand why you don't appreciate the way we're trying to bring diplomacy. And then he didn't like that question. So he said, what kind of diplomacy are you talking about? So let's play that again.
I'm talking about the kind of diplomacy that's going to end the destruction of your country.
Yes, but if you are
Mr.
not
President,
strong...
Mr. President, with respect, I think it's disrespectful for you to come into the Oval Office and try to litigate this in front of the American media. Right now, you guys are going around and forcing conscripts to the front lines because you have manpower problems. You should be thanking the President for trying to bring an end to this conflict.
Have you ever been to Ukraine that you say what problems we have?
I have been to...
Come once.
I've actually watched...
So you don't have to be that, like, the fact that he says that, have you ever been to Ukraine? Like, you know what it's like when you go to these countries, especially during war. They're going to give you the red carpet treatment. They're going to try to show you all the things that they want you to see. Mm-hmm. We've seen online, I've seen clips on X multiple times of them kidnapping grown men who are hiding from the military because they don't want to fight in this war anymore. And they will go up and find them, kidnap them on the streets, and force them to fight to die on the front lines.
I've seen them too. It's crazy.
So that's what JD is talking about.
And seen the stories, and I know what happens is you bring them on a propaganda tour, Mr. President. Do you disagree that you've had problems bringing people into your military?
We have problems.
And do you think that it's respectful to come to the Oval Office of the United States of America and attack the administration that is trying to prevent the destruction of your country?
A lot of questions. Let's start from the beginning.
Sure.
First of all, during the war, everybody has problems. Even you, but you have nice ocean and don't feel now, but you will feel it in the future. God bless.
That's where you
God bless. You will not
have
nice
ocean. Don't tell us what we're going to feel. We're trying to solve a problem. Don't tell us what we're going to feel.
I'm not telling you.
Because you're in no position to dictate that.
You just
Remember
told me.
this.
I'm not
You're in no position to dictate what we're going to feel. We're going to feel very good.
You will feel influence.
We're going to feel very good and very strong.
You will feel influence.
You're right now not in a very good position. You've allowed yourself to be in a very bad position, and he happens to be right about it.
From the very beginning of the war,
you're not in a good position. You don't have the cards right now. With us, you start having cards. But right now, you don't. Yeah, you're playing cards. You're playing cards. You're gambling with the lives of millions of people. You're gambling with World War III. You're gambling with World War III. And what you're doing is very disrespectful to the country, this country. It's back to you. Far more than a lot of people said they should have.
Have you said thank you once?
A lot of times.
No, in this
even
entire
today.
meeting, you said thank you.
Even today.
You went to Pennsylvania and campaigned for the opposition in October. Offer some words of appreciation for the United States of America and the president who's trying to save your country.
I saw a clip that when he said something in...
Yeah, it was when he asked him, "Have you been to Ukraine?" And he said, "I saw the, I've seen the stuff." And he calls him. People have shown that he called him what equates to like a bitch or something in their language. Yeah, I think it's right here.
Administration that is trying to prevent the destruction of your country.
A lot of questions. Let's start.
Disagree that you've had problems. Is you bring them on a propaganda tour, Mr. Stories, and I know what happens is you bring them on a propaganda.
Right there. Yeah. So, and then people have shown that like while this was going on, someone was taking pictures of his I think like chief of staff or something. It's a woman, and she was so like distraught because what are you doing? Dude, these are the people that are trying to stop this war. These are the people that have been funding you, sending you money, sending you military equipment, keeping you from dying and losing in a bad way. And you're going in there. And that's why I honestly believe that he got a battery put in his back by whoever he met with from the American, those officials that are trying to undermine Trump. He met with some of them, and they told him, listen, don't take that deal.
But again, what are we doing here? Like, over 1 million people have died in this war. Do they care about that? Or are they, again, no, they don't even want to fight in the war.
Yeah.
So the Ukrainians don't want to fight in the war.
Right.
There are people on the other side of the political aisle in Ukraine. They want to see this guy dead.
Yeah.
They don't want to fight in this war.
Yeah.
Yeah. They've been.
He suspended the elections, and a lot of people wanted to vote him out.
Opposing political views, like senators, and I remember watching this thing like where he's like jailing people that are coming against Zelensky in this war. They don't want to fight, but they're being jailed. Sort of like, you know, the whole January 6th thing.
Yeah.
You know, it's all.
But again, Europe is trying to get behind them. And the Democrats.
I mean, he did a whole press tour in Europe. You could pull it up real quick just while you're talking about this, Mom. He did, right after, immediately when he left, he did a whole press tour where they all are showing that like they have his back, you know. But again, we saw that chart on how much they've been helping, right? But hold on, let me pull this up. Oh, and this is him talking about while he was there, talking about his plans.
American money, good. Give us 250 billions, which are here in Europe, frozen Russian assets. No answer.
Oh, that's not the clip. I thought it was. There's a clip from the same interview where he said he wants Ukraine to be brought into NATO, and then he'll resign because his mission will be complete.
Telling on himself.
Yeah. Which, you know, Putin has already said, like, he's not going to have that.
Mm-hmm.
And then this is the clip we were talking about earlier where he was over there and he was talking about American soldiers.
The U.S. will have to send their sons and daughters exactly the same way as we are sending their sons and daughters to war. And they will have to fight because it's NATO that we're talking about, and they will be dying.
Yeah. So he's talking, he's feeling himself. He's talking real reckless about what we're going to do with our sons and daughters. But JD was in an interview and he's talking about like these European politicians are saying one thing in public, but behind closed doors, they're saying something different. So everybody's playing this chess match. Let's watch this clip real quick.
Sean, here's the problem with the Europeans. And a lot of these guys are our friends. They're our allies. We, of course, you know, the president has a great relationship with a lot of European heads of state, and so do I, but they need to be realistic. Mm-hmm. And the craziest part about this, Sean, is that sometimes you'll have European heads of state who in public will puff up their chest and say, we're in it with President Zelensky for the next 10 years. And then in private, they'll pick up the phone and say, this can't go on forever. He has to come to the negotiating table. So I honestly don't care what the Europeans say in public. What I care is what they say in private. And what they need to be saying to President Zelensky is this can't go on forever. The bloodshed, the killing, the economic devastation, it's making everyone worse off. The only pathway to, I think, back to peace and prosperity is what the president is trying to accomplish.
Yeah, so they're saying one thing in public, but in private, they're saying we can't keep doing this. Shout out to Brendan. He's our Irish brother. He said, hey, guys, how's it going? He said, Greece is paying 3.82. I don't see Ireland on the list, so we done for, LOL. He said he had that reporter set up in the conference to call him out, too.
Ireland ain't got no money to give them. They're worried about their own.
Yeah. Yeah, there was a reporter.
Smart.
There was a reporter that called him out for not wearing a suit. Did you see that?
No.
There was a reporter that was like, do you own a suit? Why are you not wearing a suit?
Oh, in the White House. Yeah.
Brendan said that was a setup. Courtney said, Rutrow in my Scooby-Doo voice. Yeah, so then it started circulating online. Like we said, Obama's team, including Anthony Blinken, Victoria Nuland, Suzanne Rice, and Alexander Vindman, advised Zelensky to reject the deal in violation of the Logan Act. So hopefully people will investigate this and we can see what's going on there. Let's keep banging through this. Oh, this dude does a great breakdown of why Trump's idea is so perfect. I'm going to speed this up.
That's dude from The Blaze, right?
Yeah. What's his name?
I can't think of it right now.
Yeah, I can't think of his name. Come on.
Stan. We need Stan.
No, James, you know who this is? Glenn Beck.
Glenn
Beck.
The Mormon.
Yes.
Wow, yeah.
He looks different, right?
Looks different.
How many wives he have?
All right, watch this video real quick.
I want to show you a chalkboard or a whiteboard here on the 3D or 4D chess that President Trump is playing. Nobody gets it. This guy is a genius, and the EU just shot themselves in the foot. It'll work to America's advantage, I think, but you could have been a winner too, as well. Let me show you. What are Trump's goals? Because he is marking everything off. He promised, I did that. Some of his goals: end the never-ending wars, put America first, reduce spending, reduce waste and corruption, tech and AI, and box China. Make sure we're still a superpower. Okay. Let me just show you what he was doing and what he is doing with Putin and everybody else. He's offering a deal where Russia, because to be honest, Russia lost. Okay, everybody knows that. Nobody's saying that, but it's true. Russia was supposed to be able to go in there for 2 weeks and take all of Ukraine. Ukraine is not a NATO ally. Ukraine stopped them. No, we helped, but it wasn't NATO, so you don't need that. Because really, if you can't beat Ukraine, you think you're going to beat Poland and all of NATO? That's ridiculous. Russia lost, but Trump is offering him a way to let him claim victory. He can claim victory. The war is over. Plus, money doesn't talk, it screams. We are after rare minerals. Rare minerals is going to do this for us. Tech AI, we cannot exist without rare minerals. 70 to 90% of them come from China now. They got a lock on rare minerals. You're not going to be the world leader if we don't have them. That's why Trump said, maybe Greenland should be the 51st state. No, they weren't interested. But if this falls apart, Greenland, look out, you could be the 51st state. He wants to box China. He wants to put America first, end the war, reduce spending. Okay, what he's doing is he's offering to buy the rare minerals in the Russian part of Ukraine. Putin's gonna like that. It ends the war, and he can say he won because he's taking money now. It also, on our side, weakens the relationship between Russia and China. That relationship, China's not gonna be for all of that, and we've made an enemy a frenemy. Putin, you can't trust him, but better to have a relationship like this than to be saying that we might gonna go into nuclear war. Here's Ukraine. Let Zelensky claim victory because Russia lost. So he claims victory. He gets to secure Ukraine. Why? Not because we put boots on the ground or he's become a NATO member, but because we want to buy his rare earth minerals as well. So that will help them with money, rebuilding. We'll send people in. Companies will come in. They'll build the mines. They'll build everything. So Ukraine will make money. Russia will make money. We get rare earth minerals at a much cheaper level. And China is no longer involved at all. And it's, again, reduced our dependency on China. Also, it stops our money pipeline, which, reduce waste and corruption. Okay, the EU, you blew this, guys. It would have allowed you to let the EU claim victory. NATO did it. We won. We held him back. It would have stopped the war, restored their economy, secured their economy, and Europe, you'd be relevant again, okay? Nobody's afraid of you. Boots on the ground. What are the French just going to actually leave boots on the ground because nobody's going to... Idiots. So EU could have won as well. And here's what we get out of it. Tell me this is a problem for anybody. We are, again, a world leader by brain, not our military. No muscle in this. We're not coercing anyone. Everyone can win from this. You box China. You get the rare earth minerals. We're forward thinking for once. Less money to NATO. Europe is stronger. No war. America wins with no losers. Let's see. Reduce spending. Put America first. End the never-ending wars. Gee, yeah, Donald Trump's an idiot. This guy's a freaking genius, and this is the first time I've seen a president actually stand up for America first without hurting everyone else.
Now, the problem with that plan is they don't want to do none of that.
The problem is they ain't making no money.
None of the other people involved want to cut off their never-ending money that they've been having access to for well over 20 years, and I think that a lot of the Democrats that have been funneling money over there, a lot of the Democrats that still probably have stakes over there, probably still have a lot of stuff going on in Ukraine that they were trying to cover up. They don't want to put an end to this.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you're seeing how it's all playing out. You're seeing how they're actually exposing their hand because they got to go harder and harder.
Right.
And then it's like after a while, you're like, well, why are they going so hard? It becomes more obvious.
So obvious.
Something is going on.
I know you got
behind
that clip, bro.
What clip?
That clip of, Democrats being obvious again, them saying exactly the same.
Oh yeah. I posted that today.
They don't want to win. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Instead of being genuine and being honest,
they want to win.
They don't want to win, dude.
I think they don't know how right now.
Wait. They want to win, but you got to understand they want to win individually.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a soccer team. They got all. Everybody want to look
star player.
Yeah, everybody want to look amazing. They don't care about the collective. They don't understand that you can't win alone, and they're only together because they want to win.
In opposition of Trump, yeah.
Well, they're only together because they want to win
individually.
Right.
Yeah.
They don't really care about anything outside of themselves.
They're blind. It's so weird to me. Like I compare it to, it's like you're so blind. Like these corporations, like Target, you're blind to your consumers. It's like you want to cater to something, you know what I mean, and you want to win in that way, but you're blind to like the whole picture.
Yeah,
like you're supposed to care. You're supposed to care about your people.
They don't understand that every decision they're making is going against what the American public are saying that they want. Even when it comes to this war, Like there's polling that I'm going to show that shows that people are happier with the way Trump's handling it than that what they are. There's people that don't want to fund the majority of people don't want to fund this war anymore.
But then
they keep going against that.
There's people that want World War III.
Yeah, but
just to get Trump out.
Those are the outliers. Those are the crazy people. Yeah. Those are the same people there's people that will openly say that we need to kill Elon Musk and Trump and to have them assassinated. Like those aren't the same people. That's the reason why they lost so badly in the election.
I mean, the fact that people can openly say that online now,
yeah,
and don't even see how that's a problem, shows you how delusional people get in their narcissism. Because that's really what it is. You become so delusional in your own selfishness, that you don't see. Like you said, they're blind, right?
They're blind.
But it starts with you think you're justified in everything you do. Right? Yeah. And eventually you break from reality and it becomes obvious to everybody.
Right?
Except them.
Denver said Dems are getting hauled out of tonight's address to Congress. Yeah, I heard they were going to be grandstanding tonight. There was something I saw where they're like sending around this memo to bring like empty egg cartons and wave them around. I'm like,
they always do dumb annoying, stuff. Just like the whole, boycotting, but what was it, last Friday?
Yeah.
This one dude broke it down so well. Like, okay, make sure you go to the store on Thursday and stock up, because we're not gonna buy anything on Friday.
Yeah, ridiculous.
What is that gonna hurt?
Ridiculous.
God bless you.
There was a movie. I'm trying to find it on Hulu. And it was about the mafia, right? Or mafia. And it was about a girl who kind of grew up knowing that they grew up as like their dad was a boss, I guess, or he was heavily in the mafia, right? And so she was kind of always like, you could see like she was always kind of scared. And her sister was always like gung ho,
right?
And what happens is this guy kills his brother-in-law, right?
Okay.
When they're kids, and they're eventually when they get older, it comes out that he did that, right? So his nephew, who he's been supporting and stuff, finds out about it, and then he ends up killing by accident that guy's daughter. The guy goes to jail, right? He ends up killing his daughter, which is the sister. The sister. She's the main person in this movie, basically. So it just goes on this like everything starts to unravel, right?
Yeah.
He ends up going to jail for a couple of years. She dies. She has a daughter. Her goddaughter was the main girl in the movie, which is the daughter of this guy too, right?
Okay.
So, and there's this part where he comes out of jail and they're all sitting at the table, and he says to her, and I'm just speaking about this because it's all about narcissism, right? Because the whole time it's about, I'm doing this for my family, I'm doing this for you, I'm doing this for you, I'm doing this for my family, right? And then she's like, she just snaps on him when he gets out because he's trying to make it like everything's okay, and it's like, you never did anything for us. It was always for you. Even in his mind, he told himself that, right? But you see where it got his family, right? There's just chaos. His own daughter died, right? His nephew dead. He killed his brother-in-law.
Yeah.
Right? So just like the family is like, you're saying it's for the family, but the family is in chaos, right?
Right.
So when you live that way, it's really about everybody else. You're only for the family when it's for your best interest or everybody's best interest to keep the secrets, right? And it's the same thing because you're seeing what's happening it's like the mafia, right? In terms of it's like a crime syndicate, right?
It is.
And she says something. She's like, if you're supposed, because he's like, I'm your father. She's snapping on him, and he says, I'm your father. Like, and she says, well, if you're my father and you're supposed to protect us, who's supposed to protect us from you? And that just hit me because he's saying it like you better respect me and honor me, but he's totally a narcissist, right? He's totally using that as a rule to respect, an obligation, right? Using it against her to make her submit to that rule, right? But she realizes, I got to get out, right? I got to get out because this guy, she's like in real time, she's realizing he's not protecting me. He's actually harming me no matter how much he thinks he's trying to protect me. Wow. He's actually trying to kill me. Yeah. And how many people tell themselves in these roles in government, it's for the greater good. We're helping CIA, right? Yeah. How many CIA movies you hear like we're helping the American people? Like that's my point about all this. It's easy to tell yourself a lie so much that you believe it, but you become so selfish and you're pumping yourself up, putting yourself on a pedestal like, no, we're the ones that are doing the thing that nobody else is doing.
Yeah,
it's all
like Zelensky. But Trump is talking right now. I want to go to him addressing Congress right now.
Oil and gas leases by 95%, slowed pipeline construction to a halt, and closed more than 100 power plants. We are opening up many of those power plants right now. And frankly, we have never seen anything like it. That's why on my first day in office, I declared a national energy emergency. As you've heard me say many times, we have more liquid gold under our feet than any nation on earth, and by far. And now I fully authorize the most talented team ever assembled to go and get it. It's called Drill, Baby, Drill.
I find this so annoying that they keep getting up and applauding, and then like the other half of the room just stays seated, and they're like, we're not going to applaud. Like, it's just this.
Mom, do you have the
My administration is also working on a gigantic natural gas pipeline in Alaska, among the largest in the world, where Japan, South Korea, and other nations want to be our partner with investments of trillions of dollars each. There's never been anything like that one. It will be truly spectacular. It's all set to go. The permitting is gotten. And later this week, I will also take historic action to dramatically expand production of critical minerals and rare earths here in the USA.
We're going to stand. Do they have a meeting before?
They probably do have like some protocol where it's like.
To combat inflation, we will not only be reducing the cost of energy, but we'll be ending the flagrant waste of taxpayer dollars.
Trump's face, bro.
And to that end, I have created the brand new Department of Government Efficiency.
Let's go. Doge. Look at Elon. Look, he put a suit on. He didn't want to get the Zelensky treatment. He put a suit on for all, because, yo, if he didn't wear a suit, how many people tomorrow would have been reporting Elon Musk didn't get questioned for not wearing a suit?
Well, they're going to say something about it.
Of course they're going to say something, but I'm saying at least they can't say he didn't wear a suit. My man put on the suit. Come on, James. You got to be proud of that one.
Yeah, man. It looks good.
Pocahontas.
He's working very hard. He didn't need this. He didn't need this. Thank you very much. We appreciate it. Everybody here, even this side, appreciates it, I believe. They just don't want to admit that.
They can't admit
just
it.
Listen to some of the appalling waste we have already identified. $22 billion from HHS to provide free housing and cars for illegal aliens. $45 million for diversity, equity, and inclusion scholarships in Burma.
In Burma.
$40 million to improve the social and economic inclusion of sedentary migrants. Nobody knows what that is.
Yeah, this is why he wins, man.
LGBTQI+ in the African nation of Lesotho, which nobody has ever heard of.
I've never heard of
$60
it.
million for indigenous peoples and Afro-Colombian empowerment.
Oh, they're gonna be mad about that one tomorrow.
Yeah.
That he said no one's heard of the African
$8 million
nation. They're gonna be
for
mad
making
about that.
Transgender.
Making monkeys transgender, yeah.
This is real. $32 million for a left-wing propaganda operation in Moldova. $10 million for male circumcision in Mozambique. $20 million
James?
for the Arab Sesame in the Middle East.
I wonder who's airing this right now. I bet you CNN is not playing this.
$1.9 billion to recently created Decarbonization of Homes Committee, headed up, and we know she's involved. Just at the last moment, the money was passed over by a woman named Stacey Abrams. Have you ever heard of her? A $3.5 million consulting contract for lavish fish monitoring. $1.5 million for voter confidence in Liberia. $14 million for social cohesion in Mali. $59 million for illegal alien hotel rooms in New York City.
There you go.
There you go.
There you go.
Timur Obama.
$250,000 to increase vegan local climate action innovation in Zambia.
Yo, the CNN stream comments are turned off.
Wow. $14 million for improving public procurement in Serbia. $47 million for improving learning outcomes in Asia. Asia's doing very well with learning. You know what we're doing. We should use it ourselves. And $101 million for DEI contracts at the Department of Education. The most ever paid, nothing even like it. Under the Trump administration, all of these scams, and they're far worse, but I didn't think it was appropriate to talk about them. They're so bad. Many more have been found out and exposed and swiftly terminated by a group of very intelligent, mostly young people, headed up by Elon, and we appreciate it. We found hundreds of billions of dollars of fraud.
Hundreds of billions of dollars of fraud. And this program is going to run until July 4th, 2026. That's when it ends. So imagine how much they're going to find by that time.
Wow.
And we've taken back the money and reduced our debt to fight inflation and other things. Taken back a lot of that money. We got it just in time. This is just the beginning. The Government Accountability Office, a federal government office, has estimated annual fraud of over $500 billion in our nation, and we are working very hard to stop it. We're going to. We're also identifying shocking levels of incompetence and probable fraud in the Social Security program for our seniors, and that our seniors and people that we love rely on. Believe it or not, government databases list 4.7 million Social Security members from people aged 100 to 109 years old. It lists 3.6 million people from ages 110 to 119. I don't know any of them. I know some people that are
3.6 million.
but not quite that elderly. 3.47 million people from ages 120 to 129.
Wow.
3.9 million people from ages 130 to 139.
Are we calculating this?
It's a lot of people.
3.5 million people from ages 140 to 149. And money is being paid to many of them. And we're searching right now. In fact, Pam, good luck. Good luck. You're going to find it. But a lot of money is paid out to people because it just keeps getting paid, and nobody does, and it really hurts Social Security and hurts our country. 1.3 million people from ages 150 to 159, and over 130,000 people, according to the Social Security databases, are age over 160 years old.
So that's around, just for me doing like some basic math.
Yo, they're holding up paddles that say lies and false.
That's around like 14 million people.
Yeah.
Not dollars, just people.
Just people.
Yeah.
So how much money do you think they've collected?
Including, to finish, 1,039 people between the ages of 220 and 229. One person between the age of 240 and 249, and one person is listed at 360 years of age. More than 100 years. More than 100
Somebody
years
said Joe Biden.
older than our country.
Somebody said Joe Biden.
But we're going to find out where that money's going, and it's not going to be pretty. By slashing all of the fraud, waste, and theft we can find, we will defeat inflation, bring down mortgage rates, lower car payments and grocery prices, protect our seniors, and put more money in the pockets of American families.
You good with that? You know what to do with that, Mo?
Just on and off, right?
Yep.
And today, interest rates took a beautiful drop, big, beautiful drop. It's about time. And in the near future, I want to do what has not been done in 24 years, balance the federal budget. We're going to balance it.
How can you be mad at that?
Yeah.
How can you be mad at
How
that?
could you
Unless
not?
you're corrupt.
Yeah. But the problem is it's such a game now that the only play they have is oppose, no matter
With
what.
that goal in mind, we have developed in great detail what we are calling the Gold Card, which goes on sale very, very soon. For $5 million, we will allow the most successful job-creating people from all over the world to buy a path to U.S. citizenship. It's like the green card, but better and more sophisticated. And these people will have to pay tax in our country. They won't have to pay tax.
They're gonna have to
from where
bring. They're gonna have to at least start 5 jobs, each of them.
Do that, but they have to pay tax, create
5 full-time.
Yeah.
They'll also be
full-time
taking
jobs.
people out of
I thought it was
colleges
more. I
and
thought it
paying
was
for
like
them
10.
so that we can
No,
keep
it was.
them
I think it was 5
in
per
our country
person.
instead of having them be
Yeah.
being forced out. Number one at the top school, as an example, being forced out and not being allowed to stay and create tremendous numbers of jobs and great success for a company out there. So while we take out the criminals, killers, traffickers, and child predators who are allowed to enter our country under the open border policy of these people, the Democrats, the Biden administration, the open border insane policies that you've allowed to destroy our country.
That's right.
We will now bring in brilliant, hardworking, job-creating people. They're going to pay a lot of money, and we're going to reduce our debt. With
Think
that
about that.
money.
If you can get, there's, I think there's something like almost 30 million millionaires in the world. Millionaires, right? If you can get 1 million of them to buy the gold card for citizenship right away, how much money is that?
Yeah, and you're bringing in
jobs.
Yeah, you're going to help the economy.
Has grown until it has crushed our freedoms, ballooned our deficits, and held back America's potential in every possible way. The nation founded by pioneers and risk takers now drowns under millions and millions of pages of regulations and debt. Approvals that should take 10 days to get instead take 10 years, 15 years, and even
No, because I'm looking down.
Meanwhile, we have hundreds of thousands of federal workers who have not been showing up to work. My administration will reclaim power from this unaccountable bureaucracy, and we will restore true democracy to America again.
Look at those paddles. Musk Steels.
Hold up. Who paid for those paddles?
George Soros. Probably USAID. They used our tax dollars for that.
Our money. Resist this change will be removed from office immediately. Because we are draining the swamp. It's very simple. And the days of rule by unelected bureaucrats are over.
They mad.
They mad.
What are they wearing pink for?
Because that's what they kept trying to say. Elon Musk is an unelected bureaucrat.
And the next phase of our plan to deliver the greatest economy in history is for this Congress to pass tax cuts for everybody. They're in there. They're waiting for you to vote. And I'm sure that the people on my right, I don't mean the Republican right, but my right here, I'm sure you're going to vote for those tax cuts, because otherwise I don't believe the people will ever vote you into office. So I'm doing you a big favor by telling you that. But I know this group is going to be voting for the tax.
Man, it's just so sad.
Yeah,
man.
that's what they're resorting
so
to.
Divisive.
Yeah. We're gonna hold up paddles and tell you how we feel.
We had tremendous success in our first term with it. A very big part of our plan, we're seeking permanent income tax cuts all across the board. And to get urgently needed relief to Americans hit especially hard by inflation, I'm calling for no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, and no tax on Social Security benefits for our great seniors.
How they gonna be against that? Look, how they gonna be against that? A couple of them standing up. A couple of them standing up over there.
What?
Yeah, a couple of them. Start by paying your taxes. Let's look at your taxes, Talib.
Want to make interest payments on car loans tax deductible, but only if the car is made in America.
I like it.
I like that.
I like it. Exactly. Let's bring manufacturing. Did you see Honda's open up they moved their plant from Mexico?
Yep.
Oh boy, it's already working.
Being made. Never seen. That's a combination of the election win and tariffs. It's a beautiful word, isn't it? That, along with our other policies, will allow our auto industry to absolutely boom. It's going to boom. Spoke to the majors today, all three, the top people, and they're so excited. In fact, already numerous car companies have announced that they will be building massive automobile plants in America, with Honda just announcing a new plant in Indiana.
Yep.
One of the largest anywhere in the world.
Are they pulling up? Let's show the Democrats. Are they saying false lies? That's a fact.
Now they're just sitting there and
glum. This has taken place since our great victory on November 5th, a date which will hopefully go down as one of the most important in the history of our country.
That's right. That's right, because we almost gave this country to the craziest regime ever.
Part of our tax cuts, we want to cut taxes on domestic production and all manufacturing. And just as we did before, we will provide 100% expensing. It will be retroactive to January 20th, 2025. And it was one of the main reasons why our tax cuts were so successful in our first term, giving us the most successful economy in the history of our country. First term. We had a great first term. Here come the paddles.
Yep.
If you don't make your product in America, however, under the Trump administration, you will pay a tariff, and in some cases, a rather large one. Other countries have used tariffs against us for decades, and now it's our turn to start using them against those other countries. On average, the European Union, China, Brazil, India, Mexico, and Canada, have you heard of them? And countless other nations charge us tremendously higher tariffs than we charge them. It's very unfair. India charges us auto tariffs higher than 100%. China's average tariff on our products is twice what we charge them. And South Korea's average tariff is 4 times higher. Think of that, 4 times higher. And we give so much help militarily and in so many other ways to South Korea. But that's what happens. This is happening by friend and foe. This system is not fair to the United States and never was. And so on April 2nd, I wanted to make it April 1st, but I didn't want to be accused of April Fool's Day. That's not, just one day was cost us a lot of money. But we're going to do it in April. I'm a very superstitious person. April 2nd, reciprocal tariffs kick in. And whatever they tariff us, other countries, we will tariff them. That's reciprocal.
You know what, Jamie?
Fair?
I was just going to say,
Yeah.
You know why CNN is,
We will tax them.
or MSN, you know why they're doing it?
Yeah.
Because of the ratings.
Yeah.
Because people are watching.
They want people to watch, but they don't want
To
the
keep us
comments.
out of their
Yeah.
market.
You know, yeah.
And
They
we
want
will
people to
do
watch,
yeah.
it's making them money.
Yeah.
barriers to keep them out of our market. There's a lot of that, too. They don't even allow us in their market. We will take in trillions and trillions of dollars and create jobs like we have never seen before. I did it with China, and I did it with others, and the Biden administration couldn't do anything about it because there was so much money they couldn't do anything about it. We have been ripped off for decades by nearly every country on earth, and we will not let that happen any longer.
I see Brendan talking about the gold cards. He said plenty of people will buy them. I think so. I think a lot of millionaires will buy them, putting a lot of money into this country.
Over the last 3 months about Mexico and Canada, but we have very large deficits with both of them. But even more importantly, they've allowed fentanyl to come into our country at levels never seen before, killing hundreds of thousands of our citizens and many very young, beautiful people, destroying families. Nobody's ever seen anything like it. They are, in effect, receiving.
They said AOC didn't come because she knew he was going to be there.
We pay subsidies to Canada and to Mexico of hundreds of billions of dollars, and the United States will not be doing that any longer. We're not going to do it any longer. Thanks to our America First policies we're putting into place, we have had $1.7 trillion of new investment in America in just the past few weeks. The combination of the election and our economic policies that people of SoftBank, one of the most brilliant anywhere in the world, announced a $200 billion investment. OpenAI and Oracle, Larry Ellison, announced $500 billion investment, which they wouldn't have done if Kamala had won. Apple announced $500 billion investment. Tim Cook called me. He said, I cannot spend it fast enough. It's going to be much higher than that, I believe. They'll be building their plants here instead of in China. And just yesterday, Taiwan,
that's big.
semiconductor, the biggest in the world, most powerful in the world, has a tremendous amount, 97% of the market, announced a $165 billion investment to build the most powerful chips on earth right here in the USA.
Whoa.
That's big. That's huge, too.
Huge.
Because that's been an issue with the cars. That's been issues with computers, laptops, all kind of stuff. That's been holding up the...
he said a Taiwanese company built. Wow.
$100 billion.
Horrible thing. We give hundreds of billions
That's been the issue with the cars.
And it doesn't mean a thing. They take our money and they don't spend it. All that meant to them, we're giving them no money. All that was
Brendan
important
said
to them was they didn't want
semiconductor
to
is
pay
key
the
to all
tariffs,
of
so
it.
they
Yeah.
came and they're building, and many other companies are coming. We don't have to give them money. We just want to protect our businesses and our people. And they will come because they won't have to pay tariffs if they build in America. So it's very amazing. You should get rid of the CHIP Act, and whatever's left over, Mr. Speaker, you should use it to reduce debt or any other reason you want to.
How can you be mad at the stuff he's saying right now?
Yeah.
Like,
our new trade policy will also be great for the American farmer. I love the farmer.
This is like when you go back and think about Biden,
and when he was talking,
this is like, oh my gosh.
Look, some
Democrats it's like kindergarten.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Other countries.
That's what they keep saying. The adults are back are back
bad
home.
Position in so many different ways. They're uninspected. They may be very dirty and disgusting, and they come in and they pour in, and they hurt our American farmers. The tariffs will go on agricultural product coming into America, and our farmers starting on April 2nd. It may be a little bit of an adjustment period. We had that before when I made the deal with China, $50 billion of purchases, and I said, just bear with me, and they did. They did. Probably have to bear with me again, and this will be even better. That was great. The problem with it was that Biden didn't enforce it. He didn't enforce it. $50 billion of purchases, and we were doing great, but Biden did not enforce it, and it hurt our farmers. But our farmers are going to have a field day right now. So to our farmers, have a lot of fun. I love you too. I love you too. It's all going to happen. And I have also imposed a 25% tariff on foreign aluminum, copper, lumber, and steel, because if we don't have, as an example, steel and lots of other things, we don't have a military, and frankly, we just won't have a country very long. Here today is a proud American steelworker, fantastic person from Decatur, Alabama, Jeff Denard. Has been working at the same steel plant for 27 years in a job that has allowed him to serve as the captain.
Who's the man in the do-rag?
Volunteer fire department. Raised
Is that a
7
do-rag?
children with his beautiful wife, Nicole, and over the years provide a loving home for more than 40 foster children. So great.
40 foster.
Wow.
Wow. He does have a do-rag on.
Thank you, Jeff. Thank you, Jeff.
The Democrats can't even stand for a man foster.
There's a few of them
not
sprinkling.
Just about protecting American
randomly
jobs.
standing up.
They're about protecting the soul of our country. Tariffs are about making America rich again and making America great again, and it's happening, and it will happen rather quickly. It'll be
the quickest, the fastest that we've ever
okay
seen.
With that? It won't be much. No, you're not. Oh.
What did he say?
And look, we're biting them against those other countries. On average, the European Union, China, Brazil, India, Mexico, and Canada. Have you heard of them?
Oh, we already saw.
And whatever's left over, Mr. Speaker,
Went back too far.
Has been working at the same steel plant.
Damn, I didn't even go back that
A
far.
very loving person, our magnificent First Lady of the United States.
Okay, I understand.
She seems so modest. She I don't understand.
Melania's work has yielded incredible results, helping prepare our nation's future leaders as they enter the workforce. Our First Lady is joined by two impressive young women, very impressive. Haley Ferguson, who benefited from the First Lady's Fostering the Future initiative and is poised to complete her education and become a teacher. And Elliston Berry, who became a victim of an illicit deepfake image produced by a peer. With Elliston's help, the Senate just passed the Take It Down Act, and this is so important. Thank you very much, John. John Thune, thank you. Stand up, John. Thank you, John.
Yeah, I know the First Lady was pushing that initiative to like stop people from able to do like deep fakes of people online and like kids in school and underage people.
Wasn't there a teacher that just got caught?
Great job. to
I think he got
criminalize the
prosecuted where
publication of
he took
such
like images, like
online is
pictures
terrible, terrible
of
thing.
students.
What?
And once
then
it passes the House, I
made
look
like
forward to
deepfakes?
signing that
yeah,
bill
made like
into
naked
law.
pictures of them
Thank you.
with AI.
And I'm going to use that bill for myself, too, if you
Wow.
don't
It was
mind.
That's sick.
Because nobody gets treated worse than I do online. Nobody. That's great. Thank you very much to the Senate. Thank you. But if we truly care about protecting Americans' children, no step is more crucial than securing America's borders. Over the past 4 years, 21 million people poured into the United States. Many of them were murderers, human traffickers, gang members, and other criminals from the streets
Like
of
how he
dangerous
points to them.
all throughout the world. Because of Joe Biden's insane and very dangerous open border policies, they are now strongly embedded in our country, but we are getting them out and getting them out fast.
They're gonna pander Tom.
Get him out.
Oh, cameraman, bro.
And I want to thank Tom Homan and
There he
Christy. I
goes.
want to thank you and Paul of Border Patrol. I want to thank you. What a job they've all done. Everybody, Border Patrol, ICE, law enforcement in general is incredible. We have to take care of our law enforcement. Have to. Last year, a brilliant 22-year-old nursing student named Laken Riley, the best in her class, admired by everybody, went out for a jog on the campus of the University of Georgia. That morning, Laken was viciously attacked, assaulted, beaten, brutalized, and horrifically murdered. Laken was stolen from us by a savage illegal alien gang member who was arrested while trespassing across Biden's open southern
That's her mom.
border, and then set loose into the United States under the heartless policies of that failed administration. It was indeed a failed administration. He had then been arrested and released in a Democrat-run sanctuary city, a disaster,
crazy.
before ending the life of this beautiful young angel. With us this evening are Laken's beloved mother, Allison, and her sister, Lauren. Last year, I told Laken's grieving parents that we would ensure their daughter would not have died in vain. That's why the very first bill I signed into law as your 47th president mandates the detention of all dangerous criminal aliens who threaten public safety. It's a very strong, powerful act.
Everybody should clap for that.
No, they're not going to do it.
It's called
There's
the
a grieving
Laken
mom right
Riley
there.
Act. So Allison
Right in
and
their
Lauren,
face.
America will never, ever forget our beautiful
Yep.
Laken Hope Riley.
Did you see that every single Democrat in Congress voted against the women playing men playing in women's sports?
Thank you very much.
Wow.
Every
Yeah,
single
sort
one
of.
of them voted against it.
Since taking office, my administration has launched the most sweeping border and immigration crackdown in American history.
It's because of who
And we
pays
quickly
them.
achieved the lowest numbers of illegal border crossers ever recorded. Thank you.
Y'all see Hakeem Jeffries trying to say that the border's secure because of the Democrats now? Did you see that?
Yeah.
Like, dude, what are y'all are just...
That's what I'm saying.
The media
They don't
and
want to
our
win.
friends in the Democrat
They don't wanna
Party
win.
kept saying we needed new legislation. We must have legislation to secure the border. But it turned out that all we really needed was a new president.
Got him. Where is Joe Biden? Is he even there?
No, it's too late for him. It's nap time.
They got a Trump chant going. Look. Miserable.
Joe Biden didn't just open our borders, he flew illegal aliens over them to overwhelm our schools, hospitals, and communities throughout the country. Entire towns like Aurora, Colorado, and Springfield, Ohio, buckled under the weight of the migrant occupation and corruption like nobody's ever seen before. Beautiful towns destroyed. Now, just as I promised in my inaugural address, we are achieving the great liberation of America.
Great liberation of America.
But there still is much work to be done. Here tonight is a woman I have gotten to know, Alexis Nungari from Houston. Wonderful woman. Last June, Alexis's 12-year-old daughter, her precious Jocelyn, walked to a nearby convenience store. She was kidnapped, tied up, assaulted for 2 hours under a bridge, and horrifically murdered. Arrested and charged with this heinous crime are 2 illegal alien monsters from Venezuela, released into America by the last administration through their ridiculous open border. The death of this beautiful 12-year-old girl and the agony of her mother and family touched our entire nation greatly.
It's my daughter.
Alexis, I promised that we would always remember your daughter, your magnificent daughter, and earlier tonight, I signed an order keeping my word to you. One thing I have learned about Jocelyn is that she loved animals so much. She loved nature. Across Galveston Bay, from where Jocelyn lived in Houston, you will find a magnificent national wildlife refuge, a pristine, peaceful, 34,000-acre sanctuary for all of God's creatures on the edge of the Gulf of America. Alexis, moments ago, I formally renamed that refuge in loving memory of your beautiful daughter, Jocelyn. So, Mr. Vice President, if you would, may I have the order?
That doesn't touch you, man.
Thank you very much.
You're a hate for
All
for
3
one man.
savages
Just like-
charged with Jocelyn and Lakin's murders were members of the Venezuelan prison gang, the toughest gang, they say, in the world, known as Tren de Aragua. 2 weeks ago, I officially designated this gang, along with MS-13 and the bloodthirsty Mexican drug cartels, as foreign terrorist organizations.
That's right.
Go to Democrats.
It's like a name on
There's a few of them.
reservoir, whatever that is. It's not going to change what happened.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it could have been
officially in the same
prevented.
category as
That's the
ISIS,
thing
and
that's
not
so
good for
hard
them.
horrible about this. Could have
Countless
been prevented.
thousands of these terrorists were welcomed into the U.S. by the Biden administration. But now every last one will be rounded up and forcibly removed from our country, or, if they're too dangerous, put in jails, standing trial in this country, because we don't want them to come back ever. With us this evening is a warrior on the front lines of that battle, Border Patrol Agent Roberto Ortiz. Great guy.
Roberto Ortiz. Ortiz.
Latino.
In January, Roberto and another agent were patrolling by the Rio Grande near an area known as Cartel Island. Doesn't sound too nice to me. When heavily armed gunmen started shooting at them, Roberto saw that his partner was totally exposed, at great danger, and he leapt into action, returning fire and providing crucial seconds for his fellow agent to seek safety, just barely. I have some of the prints of that event, and it was not good. Agent Ortiz, we salute you for your great courage and for your line of fire that you took and for the bravery that you showed. We honor you, and we will always honor you. Thank you, Roberto, very much. Thank you, Roberto. And I actually got to know him on my many calls to the border. He's a great gentleman. The territory to the immediate south of our border is now dominated entirely by criminal cartels that murder, rape, torture, and exercise total control. They have total control over a whole nation, posing a grave threat to our national security. The cartels are waging war on America, and it's time for America to wage war on the cartels, which we are doing. Five nights ago, Mexican authorities, because of our tariff policies being imposed on them, think of this, handed over to us 29 of the biggest cartel leaders in their country.
Wow.
That has never happened before.
What?
They want to make us happy.
He just announcing that now. 29 of the biggest cartel leaders were handed over.
Mexico and Canada to do much more than they've done, and they have to stop the fentanyl and drugs pouring into the USA. They're going to stop it. I have sent Congress a detailed funding request laying out exactly how we will eliminate these threats to protect our homeland and complete the largest deportation operation in American history, larger even than current record holder President Dwight D. Eisenhower, a moderate man, but someone who believed very strongly in borders. Americans expect Congress to send me this funding without delay so I can sign it into law. So, Mr. Speaker, John Thune, both of you, I hope you're going to be able to do that, Mr. Speaker. Thank you. Mr. Leader, thank you. Thank you very much. And let's get it to me. I'll sign it so fast, you won't even believe it.
You won't even believe it.
And as we reclaim our sovereignty, we must also bring back law and order to our cities and towns. In recent years, our justice system has been turned upside down by radical left lunatics.
He points it out.
Virtually seized enforcing the law against dangerous repeat offenders while weaponizing law enforcement against
dude is wild.
Political opponents like me. My administration has acted swiftly and decisively to restore fair, equal, and impartial justice under the constitutional rule of law, starting at the FBI and the DOJ. Pam, good luck. Cash, wherever you may be, good luck. Good luck. Pam Bondi. Good luck. So important. Going to do a great job. Cash, thank you.
There he is.
There he is.
Come on, man. Where them files? We want them files, bro. Stop stalling. I heard they dumped a whole load of the Epstein files off to him yesterday. So they're going through them now.
Very proud of them. We're also once again giving our police officers the support, protection, and respect they so dearly deserve. They have to get it. They have such a hard, dangerous job, but we're going to make it less dangerous. The problem is the bad guys don't respect the law, but they're starting to respect it, and they soon will respect it. This also includes our great fire departments throughout the country. Our firemen and women are unbelievable people, and we'll never forget them. And besides that, they voted for me in record numbers, so I have no choice. 1 year ago this month, 31-year-old New York police officer Jonathan Diller, unbelievably wonderful person and a great officer, was gunned down at a traffic stop on Long Island. I went to his funeral. The vicious criminal charged with his murder had 21 prior arrests, and they were rough arrests, too. He was a real bad one. The thug in the seat next to him had 14 prior arrests and went by the name of Killer. He was Killer. He killed other people, they say, a lot of them. I attended Officer Diller's service, and when I met his wife and one-year-old son, Ryan, it was very inspirational, actually.
She looks so
His
young.
widow's name is Stephanie, and she is here tonight. Stephanie, thank you very much, Stephanie. Thank you very much. Stephanie, we're going to make sure that Ryan knows his dad was a true hero, New York's finest, and we're going to get these cold-blooded killers and repeat offenders off our streets, and we're going to do it fast. Got to stop it. They get out with 28 arrests. They push people into subway trains. They hit people over the head, back of the head with baseball bats. We got to get them out of here. I've already signed an executive order requiring a mandatory death penalty for anyone who murders a police officer. And tonight I'm asking Congress to pass that policy into permanent law.
Whoa. Wow.
Mandatory.
Wow.
I'm also asking for a new crime bill getting tough on repeat offenders while enhancing protections for America's police officers so they can do their jobs without fear of their lives being totally destroyed. They don't want to be killed. We're not going to let them be killed. Joining us in the gallery tonight is a young man who truly loves our police. His name is DJ Daniel. He is 13 years old, and he has always dreamed of becoming a police officer.
Oh, that's the do-rag dude's son. Okay. Yeah, let's see them boo him. Come on, Democrats. Go ahead and do it. My man got the Texas shirt on. He ain't playing. Cowboy hat. James, that's your people's, bro. You just got to get a do-rag to wear under the cowboy hat. That's all.
But in 2018, DJ was diagnosed with brain cancer. The doctors gave him 5 months at most to live. That was more than 6 years ago.
Wow. Beautiful. Praise God.
More of a mustache than I do.
Since
right,
that
13 years old, he's beating your mustache down.
Quest to make
What's going on?
his dream come true, and DJ has been sworn in as an honorary law enforcement officer. Actually, a number of times. The police love him. The police departments love him. And tonight, like DJ, we're going to do you the biggest honor of them all. I am asking our new Secret Service Director, Sean Curran, to officially make you an agent of the United States Secret Service.
Look at his face. Oh, my guy. Oh. I bet you the Democrats are still sitting down.
Thank you, DJ.
Look.
Yo,
they still sitting.
DJ's doctors believe his cancer likely came from a chemical he was exposed to when he was younger. Since 1975, rates of child cancer have increased by more than 40%.
Come on, bring up RFK.
Reversing this trend is one of the top priorities for our new presidential commission to make America healthy again, chaired by our new Secretary of Health and Human Services, Robert F. Kennedy, Jr.
That's right. That's right.
That's what what's the title? The health minister is it supposed to look like?
Yeah.
not overweight and mentally unstable.
With the name Kennedy, you would have thought everybody over here would have been cheering. How quickly they forget. Our goal is to get toxins out of our environment, poisons out of our food supply, and keep our children healthy and strong.
Yeah.
As an example, not long ago, and you can't even believe these numbers, 1 in 10,000 children had autism, 1 in 10,000, and now it's 1 in 36. There's something wrong, 1 in 36.
Crazy.
So we're going to find out what it is, and there's nobody better than Bobby and all of the people that are working with you. You have the best to figure out what is going on. Okay, Bobby, good luck. It's a very important job. Thank you.
1:30.
Thank you. My administration is also working to protect our children from toxic ideologies in our schools. A few years ago, January, Littlejohn and her husband discovered that their daughter's school had secretly socially transitioned their 13-year-old little girl. Teachers and administrators conspired to deceive January and her husband while encouraging her daughter to use a new name and pronouns. They, them pronoun, actually, all without telling January, who is here tonight and is now a courageous advocate against this form of child abuse. January, thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Thank you. Stories like this are why, shortly after taking office, I signed an executive order banning public schools from indoctrinating our children with transgender ideology.
That's why James O'Keefe is at, I'm
That's
not going
right.
to say the name of the school.
Mm-hmm.
Here in New Jersey.
I also signed an order to cut off all taxpayer funding to any institution that engages in the sexual mutilation of our youth.
That's right.
And now I want Congress to pass a bill permanently banning and criminalizing sex changes on children and forever ending the lie that any child is trapped in the wrong body. This is a big lie.
This is a big lie.
And our message to every child in America is that you are perfect exactly the way God made you.
They're gonna use this, boy.
Yeah, they are so mad at that.
They're
gonna use this. So mad at that,
out
bro.
of our military, and it's already out, and it's out of our society. We don't want it.
Black again, bro.
Wokeness is trouble.
Is it?
Wokeness is bad. It's gone. It's gone. And we feel so much better for it, don't we? Don't we feel better? Our service members won't be activists and ideologues. They will be fighters and warriors. They will fight for our country. And Pete, congratulations. Secretary of Defense, congratulations.
But those, seen those
And
generals,
he's
they
not
didn't
big
clap
into the
for
woke
anything.
movement, I can tell you. I know him well. I am pleased to report that in January, the U.S. Army had its single best recruiting month in 15 years, and that all armed
People want to be in the
services are
military
having
again.
among the best recruiting results ever in the history of our services.
People want to be in the military again. They got tired of having, people with rainbow flags and purple hair telling them what to do, being on all the advertisements.
How about all the people who didn't take the vaccine?
Yeah, they got
Anywhere.
eliminated.
We couldn't recruit. Now we're having the best results just about that we've ever had. What a tremendous turnaround. It's really a beautiful thing to see. People love our country again. It's very simple. They love our country, and they love being in our military again. So it's a great thing, and thank you very much. Great job. Thank you.
Not on the left. They hate our country. They love Ukraine. They love Canada. They love Mexico. They hate our
the weight
country.
of that call of duty. Jason's father, grandfather, and great-grandfather all wore the uniform. Jason tragically lost his dad, who was also a Los Angeles County Sheriff's deputy when he was just a boy, and now he wants to carry on the family legacy of service. Jason is a senior in high school, a 6-letter varsity athlete, a really good athlete, they say, a brilliant student with a 4.46, that's good, GPA. And his greatest dream is to attend the U.S. Military Academy at West Point.
Smart kid.
Yep.
And Jason, that's a very big deal getting in. That's a hard one to get into. But I'm pleased to inform you that your application has been accepted. You will soon be joining the Corps of Cadets.
Wow. Oh, my man gave him a high five.
Thank you. Jason, you're going to be on the long gray line, Jason. As Commander-in-Chief, my focus is on building the most powerful military of the future. As a first step, I'm asking Congress to fund a state-of-the-art Golden Dome missile defense shield to protect our homeland, all made in the USA.
He calls it the Golden Dome. That's so Trump, man.
And Ronald Reagan wanted to do it long ago, but the technology just wasn't there, not even close. But now we have the technology. It's incredible, actually. And other places, they have it. Israel has it. Other places have it. And the United States should have it too, right, Tim, right? They should have it too. So I want to thank you. But it's a very, very important. This is a very dangerous world. We should have it. We want to be protected, and we're going to protect our citizens like never before. To boost our defense industrial base, we are also going to resurrect the American shipbuilding industry, including commercial shipbuilding and military shipbuilding. And for that purpose,
how long has he been going on this speech?
That we will create a new
Like,
office of shipbuilding
Biden's
in the
used to
White
do
House
these for
and
like
offer special
10
tax
minutes.
incentives to bring this
He's got a lot to
industry
talk about.
home to
Yeah.
America, where it belongs. We used to make so many ships. We don't make them anymore very much, but we're going to make them very fast, very soon. It will have a huge impact. To further enhance our national security, my administration will be reclaiming the Panama Canal, and we've already started doing it.
Hey,
Yeah, baby.
that's a big one.
Yep.
Just today, a large American company announced they are buying both ports around the Panama Canal and lots of other things having to do with the Panama Canal and a couple of other canals. The Panama Canal was built by Americans for Americans, not for others, but others could use it. But it was built at tremendous cost of American blood and treasure. 38,000 workers died building the Panama Canal. They died of malaria, they died of snake bites and mosquitoes. Not a nice place to work. They paid them very highly to go there, knowing there was a 25% chance that they would die. The most expensive project also that was ever built in our country's history, if you bring it up to modern day costs. It was given away by the Carter administration for $1, but that agreement has been violated very severely. We didn't give it to China. We gave it to Panama, and we're taking it back.
Give it to China.
And we have Marco Rubio in charge. Good luck, Marco. Now, we know who to blame if anything goes wrong. Marco's been amazing, and he's going to do a great job. Think of it. He got 100 votes. You know, he was approved with actually 99, but the 100th was this gentleman, and I feel very certain. So let's assume he got 100 votes. And I'm either very, very happy about that, or I'm very concerned about it. But he's already
That
proven.
is,
I mean, he's
I was
a
thinking the
great
same
gentleman. He's
thing when they
respected by
gave him
everybody,
so
and we
many votes
appreciate
and he
you
got
voting
confirmed
for
so
Marco.
fast. I was like,
He's gonna do a
what does that
fantastic
mean?
job. Thank you. Thank you.
It's funny how he just puts it out there.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
I'm either
He's
very
trans-
happy about that or
Yeah.
very concerned. Like he says it.
He's transparent.
Yeah.
And I also have a message tonight for the incredible people of Greenland. We strongly support your right to determine your own future. And if you choose, we welcome you into the United States of America. We need Greenland for national security and even international security, and we're working with everybody involved to try and get it. But we need it really for international world security. And I think we're going to get it. One way or the other, we're going to get it. We will keep you safe.
They're gonna use that
We will make you
sound
rich,
bite.
and together
Yep.
we will take Greenland to heights like you have never thought possible before. It's a very small population, but very, very large piece of land and very, very important for military security. America is once again standing strong against the forces of radical Islamic terrorism.
So they're gonna be able to
3.5
vote.
years ago, ISIS terrorists killed 13 American service members and countless others in the Abbey Gate bombing during the disastrous and incompetent withdrawal from Afghanistan. Not that they were withdrawing, it was the way they withdrew. Perhaps the most embarrassing moment in the history of our country.
That was horrible.
Tonight, I am pleased to announce that we have just apprehended the top terrorist responsible for that atrocity, and he is right now on his way here to face the swift sword of American justice.
Are they on their phone?
Were they sleeping or are they on their phone?
And I want want to thank especially the government of Pakistan for helping arrest this monster. This was a very momentous day for those 13 families who I actually got to know very well, most of them, whose children were murdered, and the many people that were so badly, over 42 people, so badly injured on that fateful day in Afghanistan. What a horrible day. Such incompetence was shown that when Putin saw what happened, I guess he said, wow, maybe this is my chance. That's how bad it was. Should have never happened. Grossly incompetent people. I spoke to many of the parents and loved ones, and they're all in our hearts tonight. Just spoke to them on the phone. We had a big call. Every one of them called, and everybody was on the line, and they did nothing but cry with happiness. They were very happy, as happy as you can be under those circumstances. Their child, brother, sister, son, daughter was killed for no reason whatsoever. In the Middle East, we're bringing back our hostages from Gaza. In my first term, we achieved one of the most groundbreaking peace agreements in generations, the Abraham Accords.
He realized he was on camera. He's like, oh, better get up.
And now we're going to build on that foundation to create a more peaceful and prosperous future for the entire region. A lot of things are happening in the Middle East. People have been talking about that so much lately with everything going on with Ukraine and Russia. But a lot of things are happening in the Middle East. It's a rough neighborhood, actually. I'm also working tirelessly to end the savage conflict in Ukraine. Millions of Ukrainians and Russians have been needlessly killed or wounded in this horrific and brutal conflict with no end in sight. The United States has sent hundreds of billions of dollars to support Ukraine's defense with no security, with no anything. Do you want to keep it going for another 5 years? Yeah, you would say Pocahontas says yes.
Yeah.
2,000 people are being killed every single week. More than that. They're Russian young people. They're Ukrainian young people. They're not Americans, but I want it to stop. Meanwhile, Europe has sadly spent more money buying Russian oil and gas than they have spent on defending Ukraine by far. Think of
Remember
that.
when he warned them about how they were funding Russia by being reliant on their, and they all laughed at him. And now everything he said he was right about.
Like taking candy from a baby, that's what happened. And they've spent $100 billion. What a difference that is. And we have an ocean separating us, and they don't. But we're getting along very well with them, and lots of good things are happening. Biden has authorized more money in this fight than Europe has spent by billions and billions of dollars. It's hard to believe that they wouldn't have stopped it and said at some point, come on, let's equalize. You got to be equal to us. But that didn't happen. Earlier today, I received an important letter from President Zelensky of Ukraine. The letter reads, Ukraine is ready to come to the negotiating table as soon as possible to bring lasting peace closer. Nobody
the art of the deal again.
The Ukrainians, he said. Yep. My team and I stand ready to work under President Trump's strong leadership to get a peace that lasts. We do really value how much America has done to help Ukraine maintain its sovereignty and independence. Regarding the agreement on minerals and security, Ukraine is ready to sign it at any time that is convenient for you.
That's right.
I appreciate
That's right. All y'all, they want this war to keep going. All you Democrats in their little Ukraine, do you see them with the Ukraine ties on? The little blue and yellow colors? All y'all. It's about to be over.
They should be happy.
Yeah.
The war is over.
Look, they not standing up.
And everybody wins.
Nope. Nope. He's clapping, but they don't really want the war to end.
It's time to stop this madness. It's time to halt the killing. It's time to end this senseless war. If you want to end wars, you have to talk to both sides. Nearly 4 years ago, amid rising tensions, a history teacher named Mark Fogel was detained in Russia and sentenced to 14 years in a penal colony. Rough stuff. The previous administration barely lifted a finger to help him. They knew he was innocent, but they had no idea where to begin. But last summer, I promised his 95-year-old mother, Malphine, that we would bring her boy safely back home. After 22 days in office, I did just that, and they are here tonight.
Yeah. He seems to be happy.
Yeah. Shifty shift.
Criminals. They're desperate.
You're not clapping for a guy that just got out of prison for no reason.
They're desperate, man. They are trying their best to hold on to their positions.
And his great mom, we are delighted to have you safe and sound and with us. As fate would have it, Mark Fogel was born in a small rural town in Butler, Pennsylvania. Have you heard of it? Where his mother has lived for the past 78 years. I just happened to go there last July 13th for a rally. That was not pleasant. And that is where I met his beautiful mom right before I walked onto that stage. And I told her I would not forget what she said about her son. And I never did I? Never forgot. Less than 10 minutes later, at that same rally, gunfire rang out, and a sick and deranged assassin unloaded 8 bullets from his sniper's perch into a crowd of many thousands of people. My life was saved by a fraction of an inch, but some were not so lucky. Corey Comparator was a firefighter, a veteran, a Christian, a husband, a devoted father, and above all, a protector. When the sound of gunshots pierced the air, it was a horrible sound. Corey knew instantly what it was and what to do. He threw himself on top of his wife and daughters and shielded them from the bullets with his own body. Corey was hit really hard. You know the story from there. He sacrificed his life to save theirs. 2 others, very fine people, were also seriously hit. But thankfully, with the help of 2 great country doctors, we thought they were gone and they were saved. So those doctors had great talent. We're joined by Corey's wife, Helen, who was his high school sweetheart, and their 2 beloved daughters, Allison and Kaylee. Thank you. To Helen, Allison, and Kaylee, Corey is looking down on his 3 beautiful ladies right now and he's cheering you on. He loves you. He is cheering you on. Corey was taken from us much too soon, but his destiny was to leave us all with a shining example of the selfless devotion of a true American patriot. It was love like Corey's that built our country, and it's love like Corey's that is going to make our country more majestic than ever before. I believe that my life was saved that day in Butler for a very good reason. I was saved by God to make America great again. I believe that. Thank you. Thank you.
Huh? Is James frozen? His fingers.
Thank you very much. From the patriots of Lexington and Concord to the heroes of Gettysburg and Normandy, from the warriors who crossed the Delaware to the trailblazers who climbed the Rockies, and from the legends who soared at Kitty Hawk to the astronauts who touched the moon, Americans have always been the people who defied all odds, transcended all dangers, made the most extraordinary sacrifices, and did whatever it took to defend our children, our country, and our freedom. And as we have seen in this chamber tonight, that same strength, faith, love, and spirit is still alive and thriving in the hearts of the American people. Despite the best efforts of those who would try to censor us, silence us, break us, destroy us, Americans are today a proud, free, sovereign, and independent nation that will always be free, and we will fight for it till death. We will never let anything happen to our beloved country, because we are a country of doers, dreamers, fighters, and survivors. Our ancestors crossed a vast ocean, strode into the unknown wilderness, and carved their fortunes from the rock and soil of a perilous and very dangerous frontier. They chased our destiny across a boundless continent. They built the railroads, laid the highways, and graced the world with American marvels like the Empire State Building, the mighty Hoover Dam, and the towering Golden Gate Bridge. They lit the world with electricity, broke free of the force of gravity, fired up the engines of American industry, vanquished the communists, fascists, and Marxists all over the world, and gave us countless modern wonders sculptured out of iron, glass, and steel. We stand on the shoulders of these pioneers who won and built the modern age. These workers who poured their sweat into the skylines of our cities. These warriors who shed their blood on fields of battle and gave everything they had for our rights and for our freedom. Now it is our time to take up the righteous cause of American liberty. And it is our turn to take America's destiny into our own hands and begin the most thrilling days in the history of our country. This will be our greatest era. With God's help, over the next 4 years, we are going to lead this nation even higher, and we are going to forge the freest, most advanced, most dynamic, and most dominant civilization ever to exist on the face of this earth. We are going to create the highest quality of life, build the safest and wealthiest and healthiest and most vital communities anywhere in the world. We are going to conquer the vast frontiers of science, and we're going to lead humanity into space and plant the American flag on the planet Mars and even far beyond.
Where's Elon? Show Elon.
And through it all, we are going to rediscover the unstoppable power of the American spirit. And we are going to renew unlimited promise of the American dream. Every single day, we will stand up and we will fight, fight, fight for the country our citizens believe in. and for the country our people deserve.
Fight, fight, fight.
My fellow Americans, get ready for an incredible future because the golden age of America has only just begun. It will be like nothing that has ever been seen before. Thank you, God bless you, and God bless America.
Okay. There you have it. Timu. What did you say? I said Timu.
Timu Obama.
Timu Obama in the building. Yeah, I mean, listen, can't be mad at that speech. Let's look at the comments. This is CBS America. What is it? Live on. Yeah, lots of hearts. Lots of American flags. Dem stampeding to leave the room. Sleepy Joe is out sniffling people's hair. She got to look like I really want. I can't. It's too much. Yeah. Okay.
All right, there you have
No
it.
Bitcoin talk.
Here now, in the anchor chair with,
Yeah, he didn't mention the Bitcoin reserve thing.
we just heard for a little over.
That would have sent the market up a little bit. Thanks a lot, Trump. You could have mentioned the Bitcoin reserve.
Mention your coin.
An XRP. Yeah. So I mean, listen, I wasn't expecting to watch that, but
Yeah.
I forgot that it was happening tonight. And
there's a lot, I mean, it was good. We watched.
Yeah,
It was good. There's a
it
lot
was
going
good.
on.
Yeah.
A lot of good stuff.
Yeah.
And I do think that, you know, like when they said fight, 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 I think there's a lot of things going on behind the scene, a lot of plans, a lot of plots.
Mm-hmm. A lot of distractions and things that they're trying to do to divert what's happening,
to gain control.
Yeah.
So that's where I say, you know, don't stop praying.
Mm-hmm.
Continue to like be vigilant. You know, keep your faith, keep your hope in Jesus. You know, Trump is not the man. Jesus is. Trump is the man God is using, you know, for this time and others, but he's not the man. So
Right. I agree, man.
He's not going to do everything perfect, nor should he, you know.
Right.
But I do think that this is a time for him, you know, right now where they've done a lot of work and planning and to get these things done, and they're starting to accomplish it. We're seeing a good start, but we want to keep it going. Like, you know, when you get that momentum, right?
Yeah.
And you get that flow.
Snowball.
Yeah. It's hard to stop it.
Mm-hmm.
So I think we're starting, but it's got to continue to stay rolling, you know. So spiritually, I think that's where we have to pray.
Yeah. So much I wanted to get to tonight, but it didn't happen because we wanted to watch that speech. But yeah, Stephen A. Smith was on The View, and he told them that there was a mandate from Trump winning, and they did not like that. I was going to play that clip, and
I didn't see that.
Yeah, there was like a little back and forth because he was talking about how Trump won so, you know,
So minuscule.
handily, and they tried to diminish it. Yeah, they tried to diminish it and all these.
He only won the popular vote by 1 point something %. And
yeah, but and the funny thing is, Stephen A. Smith he deaded all of that because he had the facts to back it up. Like no Republican has won the popular vote since in over 20 years. You know what I mean? So no, it's 2004.
2004. Damn.
And
that's even longer.
Even like he talks about how 89% of all the counties in the country moved to the right.
Yeah.
So, if you don't see that as a mandate, then you're just lying to yourself.
But he's also good friends with Sean Hannity too.
He is.
So he gets a lot of him and Sean Hannity are good friends, and they always share back and forth, even though they disagree. Him and Sean Hannity are cordial with each other, and he also admits that the left lost because of the identity politics. You know what I mean? He's not afraid to say that.
Right. And the transgender thing, which you can see, they always try to play it down like, oh, nobody cares about that. It was a small talking point. But yet all of y'all voted against it in Congress. All of y'all.
And you're seeing it still.
Yeah. Yeah, you're seeing men in women's sports.
Yeah.
Yeah, you see, Trump made that executive order, and you see these state governors, just straight up disobeying. New Jersey's one of them too.
Yep. And then Karine Jean-Pierre came on right after that, and tried to say he was wrong too, and tried to say that
Stephen A was wrong.
Yeah, and she tried to say that after this first 100 days of Trump, people are going to see that this is the most unpopular president. The numbers will show that he's the most unpopular president of all times. And I'm thinking like, every poll that we've showed on here, it showed that his popularity is high, his approval rating is higher than ever.
Yeah.
Like even from Democrats, the stuff that he's doing, the stuff that they're doing with Doge, the stuff that they're doing with taxes, the stuff that they're doing with Ukraine, everything. There are people. He has over 50% of the country on his side, which is unheard of. But yeah, we'll get into all of that another time. James, what'd you think about the speech before we wrap up?
It was great, man. I mean, I like what he did. I mean, I'm looking forward to it. The only thing I would like him to add is I was really hoping that there'd be an address on the housing crisis, which is taken up by all the private investors. I wish he would speak on something about that.
Yeah, something's got to be done about that. These large investment firms buying up all the properties. Yeah, something's got to be done about that. That is true.
Yeah.
But we'll see. Maybe some of this stuff with Doge will uncover, some of that corruption, and we'll see who's getting kickbacks, who's on the boards of these things, because they're looking into. They already talked about looking into these politicians that are becoming rich off of their seats. You know what I mean? So I'm sure that some of that is connected there.
Right.
All right, man. Let's wrap it up there, guys. We got started late, had some technical issues, but I appreciate everybody for rocking with us this evening, and those that stuck it through it, the whole thing, watched the whole thing. We appreciate you guys. We love you guys. Shout out to Brendan. I see Denver, Uncle Denny on there, Papa Jeff, Courtney. Make sure you guys, again, hit the like button, share this video with your friends before we get out of here so that we can keep the algorithm going. I'm going to pull up the laptop real quick so I can show the Patreon, patreon.com/youngliontv. What is going on? Every time we try to pull this up, it's not working. There we go.
I was going to say, I see it on this screen. Came up.
Yeah. All right. Patreon.com/youngliontv to support what we do. Sign up for one of the tiers over there and let's keep the pride growing of the Young Lions. All you people that watch every week and show love, we appreciate you. Make sure you share the video. And again, if you want to support us, We would gravely appreciate that. Sign up and become a member. Also, go to the website, jatan.com. We have a new album that just dropped. It's called The Art of Breaking Through Shadows. And, you know, Where You Are has been getting added to a lot of big Christian playlists. I don't know if you guys been seeing that.
No.
It's been getting added to a lot of big Christian playlists on Spotify. So that's cool.
Go.
And
Get us
also,
on K-Love.
Is that a Spotify list?
No, that's the
it's like one of the biggest radio stations.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's a whole different ball game.
Yeah.
But yeah, jatan.com/shop if you want to get the merch. Well, you see the new Grateful mugs I designed right there? Boom. Got some new Grateful. These are
it's white.
These are latte mugs.
Latte mugs.
Yeah.
What are latte mugs?
They're just shaped fancier.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can't really see it because it's like white on white background. Oh, there you go.
Can you see that? Well,
oh, I want a latte mug.
It's funny. You can see it better there.
On there than on here.
One,
yeah.
So
yeah, the contrast is different.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's a
yeah.
beautiful
So
mug.
It's got the QR code on the front. It's got the Jatan on one side, the Grateful on the other side. And yeah. Get that on the merch store if you want to. Also, don't forget the Grateful Bear. The Grateful Bear is available with the QR code there. Got hats, T-shirts, hoodies, all that good stuff. And, you know, if you're watching us for the first time, remember this is a group of brothers, husbands, sons, fathers we grew up together and we grew up in a lot of ways, and we learned a lot from life and culture and shifted our mentalities, and we're trying to show that as an example for other young men and culture and society as a whole. And we're watching this shift happen in real time, and we're excited about it. You can pull this down now. I'm gonna appreciate you. But if you guys want to be a part of that,
I was listening to you. Sorry.
If you want to be a part of that, we will welcome you into the Pride of the Young Lions. We thank you guys for rocking with us. Thank everybody for being here tonight. Thank you, James, for jumping on the call this evening. We'll see everybody next week. You know how to end the show?
Yeah.
All right. Peace.
Good night.